Hello, everyone, and welcome to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. For whoever asked in chat, this is not a rerun. This is live, at least for right now. So we are the home of challenging and adventurous speedruns. Now here, we are the first show of Monday, so as always, I want to let you know to check out the full schedule at gdq.gg/hotfix. And if you're checking out that schedule, you might notice that we have quite a major event coming up here in 3 days, if my math is right, which is Back to Black 2026. And that is going to be a 4-day speedrunning marathon featuring Black speedrunners and benefiting Race Forward. So while you're checking out the Hotfix schedule, check that out too. There's Hades 2, there's Super Metroid. There's actually, believe it or not, Sonic Frontiers and Sworn, which you're going to see today as well. So there's a lot of incredibly good runs there. But let's talk about what we're doing today. So both at Perilous Paths and at the Scenic Route, today is Reimagined Classics Day. So we are looking at older classic franchises that are doing new and modern takes on their games. So first up, we have Sonic Frontiers, any percent being done by Onaku. Then we have Sworn, and we can argue whether Hades is a classic or not, but Sworn is kind of a Hades-like, and that is being run by James Swan. And then we're going to have something very near and dear to my heart, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, being done by Enolium. Now, for those who don't know, I'm also a Ragebound runner. I was a commentator for the run at AGDQ 26, so I'm super excited to get this on the show and showcase all of the hard work that Enolium has been doing with that. Now, without further ado, you don't need anything more than that right now. So let's go ahead and get into Sonic Frontiers with Onaku. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. I'm super excited to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to be showcasing Sonic Frontiers 100% for you all today.
Incredible.
Did you want
If you want to give us a little bit of an intro about what we can expect to see, or if you want to talk as we go, you can give us a little bit of a countdown and we can get right into it.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Sonic action, very fast-paced, and a lot of unique glitches that we're going to be seeing. There's going to be a lot of information. It's going to be a good time. Before I start, I want to say that I'm running on a down-patch version. And I do have a few mods enabled that are legal for the leaderboards. And I'll talk more about those when we get there.
Okay. So whenever you're ready, if you want to give us a 3, 2, 1 for wherever time starts, I assume that starts here. But 3, 2, 1 when you're ready and we can go.
Yeah, let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, have fun. I like that the first thing it makes you do is choose high speed mode, which of course we're going to go with that.
Yes, absolutely. It's really funny. These settings they're basically just changing your settings. So they don't really do much, but they just change the settings. It's great. Here we're going to see the first glitch that we're going to be abusing. It's called the Mag Dash, or as the official name is, Homing Dash. It is one of the few glitches that the Sonic team actually has acknowledged, and they gave it the name Homing Dash.
So they're just they're okay with it.
Yeah, they made a whole tech video about the game, and they included this. So that is 1-1. It is one of the few cyberspace stages we're going to be doing today. Yeah, this is Kronos Island. There are 5 islands for this game, and we're going to be seeing all of them. Some of them a little bit shorter than the other. And what I just did here, I got sent very far to the right, which I did not want to do. We're using Drop Dash, which is only used there in the entire run. Just a little fun fact that the Drop Dash is actually good for one thing. Here we're going to be collecting skill points. The reason why we're playing on a down-patch version of the game is so that we can do a trick called early side loop. So we're going to take a death here. We're just going to void out. And this is going to give us access to the menu for skills, and we can unlock side loop. For side loop, we're going to try to get up to 400 rings, which gives us power boost, which is just way faster boosting. And here we're gonna be doing a lot of things very quickly. there are a lot of different tech used in this section of gameplay. Basically, we have a technique called bump jumping. That is when you jump into an object and you get a lot of height from it. Just there on the rail, I did a thing called Joshua-less, which is a method of skipping the tutorial section, basically. If you don't do this rail jump, you need to do another cyberspace stage and fight a bunch of like tutorial enemies. So it's quite nice. We are going around collecting skill points because we need to unlock the stomp attack, which will let us do our favorite trick called the slingshot. So here we're gonna use a homing dash to get away from the enemy with the lock-on still. Still on the enemy. We're gonna attempt to do a frame-perfect slingshot. This game runs at 60 FPS, so it is 1/60th of a second, and there you go.
Very nice. Now, for anyone who hasn't played this game or isn't familiar with it, we tend to think of Sonic as, a side-scrolling platformer, and this is obviously a little different. Could you walk us through maybe, what's going on here, what our objectives are? I see a giant robot thing.
Yes. So, right now, we just spawned in the final boss of this island. There are 5 different islands. Like I said earlier. So for the first and second island, they actually left in specific triggers for the bosses that we can just walk to and skip the entire island. For the other 3 islands, there are different objectives. But the main goal is to collect Chaos Emeralds to, do these boss fights. Without the Chaos Emeralds, we cannot start them. That is like the basic breakdown of the game. We're also gonna need fun fact. I skipped a quick time event there by spamming the dodge buttons.
I had no idea this game was this hardcore.
It's not really what you expect from a Sonic game. But as you said, this is a reimagined take on Sonic, so... But yeah, that is the first island, Kronos completed. And we're going to Ares Island, which is even crazier than Kronos is.
Okay, I'm excited for that.
So, first up here on Ares, we need to get vault keys. The Chaos Emeralds are stored in vaults, so we need to get enough keys to unlock these vaults. We also need things called memory tokens to basically unlock our friends that are stuck in this cyberspace thing. So we're just quickly gonna use slingshots and side looping and a bunch of other things, just kind of zoom here. These are purple coins. We are gonna need those for fishing way later in the game, because this game has a fishing minigame.
All great games do.
They do. It's been noted that I only speedrun games that has fishing minigames, and that's quite funny to me. Yeah, here we're gonna do a island swap to quickly get back to the start of the island, because we got 4 keys and a bunch of memory tokens that we need.
Now, you said earlier those slingshots are frame perfect. Was that only on the first one, or every time you do it, it's frame perfect?
So there are specific slingshots that are frame perfect. Or rather, if you do them frame perfectly, you get a lot more height. So we use a frame perfect slingshot to get around invisible walls to get to this boss trigger. But then for the rest of these are very much not frame perfect.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you were hitting a 1 out of 60 frame perfect like 15 times in a row, I was gonna be very impressed.
I would be very impressed too. We're gonna be seeing the frame perfect stuff more later, but for the time being, it is mostly just these blocks. So, coming up is a trick called Wyvern Escape Skip Skip. We used to have a different way of skipping this sequence. Then we found this one, and we thought it was funny to name it Skip Skip. So we're gonna say hi to Shark, and that will give us access to controlling Sonic during a cutscene, which can let us just go over this water, and this will just skip this cutscene. Then from here, we can move Sonic into a specific spot, get zoomed up in the air, boost, and skip the sequence.
I love how you have like birthday swag on too.
Oh yeah. I usually run with the Christmas outfit, but I changed it for some reason. I don't remember why. Yeah, that is the first automation break that we're going to be using on this island. We're about to do another one. Here we're going to see another frame perfect. A fun side effect of skipping cutscenes is that it forces your game to 30 FPS. So that one is only 1/30th of a second, which is considerably easier, but it's still quite difficult. Here, we're about to do a trick called Magic Carpet, which also just skips or breaks out of automation, and we're going to be sent flying up.
I love how you get this epic music with it, too.
It is quite nice. Gotta say, gotta admit it. Yeah, so this Magic Carpet, it basically just skips this entire road. It's just an auto-scroller, really, so it's quite nice to have a skip for it. This was found by Shine, who sadly passed away not too long ago. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her. And yeah, now we're in the Wyvern fight, and this is pretty much an auto-scroller. We're gonna parry these missiles, and we're gonna do damage in specific ways to optimize the damage. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I'm just listening to Linkin Park or whatever is in the background right now. I wasn't ready for this full-on scream there.
Yeah, the music in this game goes hard.
Chat says, don't look down. Oh, it's cute that they're rings. You know, Sonic rings.
There are a lot of rings. I've never thought about it that way.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the idiot stand-in. I point out the obvious things, and people are like, huh.
Huh, you're right. You're so right.
So during this, are you controlling Sonic like a jet fighter? Like, are you having to do actual piloting, or is it just kind of going?
We have to do the parrying, but parrying in this game is just hold down 2 buttons, and it just does it forever. And then it's auto-scrolling, really.
And Bayonetta's got nothing on this.
And with that, Wyvern is down. We're just gonna watch some cutscenes and do some quick time events. And then we're gonna be on Chaos Island, which is also filled with a bunch of fun stuff.
Now, what happens if you miss a couple of these QTEs? Do you get a chance to do them again? Does it kick you out of the cinematic? How risky is it?
So the quick time events are... they're very generous with them. Like, if I were to fail once here, it would just let me redo it once. If you fail it again, I think it kicks you out. And then you... I think it just lets you, like, do another phase of the fight. So, like, another parry the missile, deal some damage, and get the cutscene again.
Now, lore-wise, I'm guessing Sonic is losing the things in between islands. Like, is there something going on where he has to rediscover them?
Yes. He loses the Chaos Emeralds, obviously. Oh, by the way, here, it's at 30 FPS, if you drop from a high distance, you can actually use gears. Gears are used to unlock cyberspace stages. So they're quite nice to be able to juke. Oh, that's not frame perfect. I did not want that, actually. Yeah, we have 2 now, and that is nice. Yeah, for each island, there is one friend associated with it. So for Kronos, it's Amy. For Ares, it's Knuckles. And for Chaos, it's Tails. So we're gonna just rescue Tails from this red ball. And Tails is gonna help us complete some stuff. On the island. So now we're gonna enter our second cyberspace stage, and all of these cyberspace stages in this game are not like original ones. This one in particular is... I forgot the name of the stage in SA2 just because it's a 4th stage in SA2. I just happen to forget about it. I am generally I consider myself not a Sonic fan. I'm a Sonic Frontiers fan.
Okay.
Because I haven't really played any Sonic games. Ooh, I didn't get checkpoint. That's unlucky.
Well, if you're gonna...
Yeah, this is 3-1.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna set me up like that, I gotta ask for your hot take on how you feel about the Sonic Mystery Murder game.
I have not played that yet.
Oh, you have to. It's free too.
I know. I've been meaning to get to it, but I just never got to it.
I'm a fan. I quite. It's the best April Fool's thing I think I've seen a game do. But that's your homework after the stream. I think it's like 1 a.m. for you or something, but maybe tomorrow. Your homework for tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
I'm waiting for chat to weigh in. How much do the ranks matter? Do you need to worry about collecting? You mentioned skill points earlier. Are we collecting experience or coins or money or anything that we need to worry about how well we're placing?
Yes. So cyberspace stations give you the vault keys. So they unlock the Chaos Emeralds, basically. So in this case, we need to get all missions. So we get a total of 7 keys. There's only 4 missions, so it's kind of like you get 3 bonus keys for doing all missions. It's quite interesting that it's 7. Oh wait, it's 7 Chaos Emeralds. Never mind, it makes sense. I thought 7 was just like a random number, but never mind.
Well, also lucky number 7 kind of thing.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so we're entering the shield escape sequence, that's what we call it. And we're gonna skip it. Because it's more fun that way. It's pretty much another auto-scroller. And we don't really have time for that. So we're gonna just jump over an invisible wall and kind of start zooming. We're gonna do a launch of a wall to skip to the other island.
Okay.
And here we're gonna do a cutscene skip by voiding out in a specific position. Yeah, that is unlucky. My game crashed.
Oh, okay. I thought that might have just been...
The game has a very low chance of crashing whenever you do this. That is quite unfortunate.
Okay. Can you bring it back up quickly, or do you need a couple minutes?
Yes, I have it up.
Okay.
Let me just get the...
You voided out so hard it just crashes the game.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Well, while we're bringing it back, I do want to shout out chat. I do see all of you with your stream streaks. I've seen 15, I've seen a 7, I've seen an 85. We have somebody who has been watching for 85 days straight. Big shout out to you. And so as we're getting back to what we were working on, do remember that you can always support the channel. And thank you so much for supporting us with the streaming streaks and all of that. Every little bit does really help to make a difference in keeping our ability to be able to continue putting on this content. So if you do have any Amazon Prime gift subs or bits or anything that you want to cheer during a run, that all does make a meaningful difference. But remember, you can always just show up, hang out with us, share the stream with your friends, family, your dog. Dogs count as viewers too, in my opinion. But my dog is actually watching it right now in the living room, believe it or not. They like the sound of my voice while I host. So we do appreciate all of your stream streaks, and I do see you, chat.
Yep. While you're talking, I just got back into this section. Hopefully this time we don't crash. I did go for the riskier version, which has a slightly higher chance of crashing, but haven't crashed in many days of attempts.
Hey, this is Perilous Paths. If you're going to crash on any show or do the risky version of anything, this is the place to do it.
That's good. I like that.
We have seen everything at one point or another on this show, trust me. I love how you're kind of like flying sideways there.
It's very convenient that you can just kind of do that.
And when you're doing that, when you're running and you're kind of doing like a stutter step thing, is there something going on with that? Is that maintaining momentum or animation canceling something?
That is just giving you more speed.
Okay.
So it is quite nice. The other reason why I crashed is because the squid, the enemy in the horizon, you can kind of see with the purple, it basically runs to this path, and if it's not really done doing its thing, it can crash. But if you go, okay, whatever. This game has some kind of bad input eating, so I tried to stomp down to kill my speed, and it just did not happen.
Impressive, right?
So we're just gonna watch the cutscene instead.
So this, maybe I'm not up on Sonic lore, but this character is not a regular, right?
No, she is new for Frontiers. We're just gonna reroute this real quickly. We're supposed to get this gear after we do 3-5, which is the cyberspace stage we unlocked over here. We're just gonna get it now so we can just skip it later.
Live routing, I like to see it.
3-5 is a kind of a gimmick stage that we're just gonna skip the gimmick on. There are these green boost pads that they give you drifting, and it's kind of annoying. People hate this stage because they don't like drifting. This is the drifting we're talking about.
Yeah, that didn't look very quick.
It can be quick if you have enough speed, but it is not very nice to control. It was supposed to be a feature in the game that it kind of scrapped. And they turned it into a cyberspace stage, which I think it's fine. It's only one place. But it does not control very well at all.
We do have, I think, Kirby Air Riders coming up later tonight, and so I don't know if there's drifting in that. I kind of assume there is, but this could be an underground theme that both shows have drifting.
Who knows?
I will grasp at all the straws. Don't worry about that.
Here I'm gonna try to attempt a new skip, which I actually got. You can die and skip the cutscene here to it skips a cutscene. It is extremely precise.
There's a lot of love for Sage in the chat, by the way.
People love Sage for a good reason. He's a great character. Alright, here we're gonna use a lot more new tech because there's never enough of it. We're gonna slide off the ramp here, and then we're gonna boost back, do a mag dash, jump, mag dash, jump, mag dash. And yeah. Oh, I missed that red ring. That is not good. We'll have to come back for it. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't failed this in so long, I barely remember the route to get it back, but we'll figure it out, I guess. Yeah, there you go.
So what happens if you don't get that?
If we don't get that, we don't get all missions, so we have to redo the stage.
Chad is talking about the extensive Sonic lore.
I wish I could chime in, but I've still played like 3 Sonic games ever, so.
When I played the murder game, I was like, I don't know who half these characters are. I was like, I know Tails and Knuckles and a couple of them, but like there was like 2 or 3. I was like, I don't know who this is.
Here we're gonna attempt another frame perfect thing. When we don't actually use the mag dash to get away from enemies, we call them HSPs, which is basically means Hedgehog Space Program. I think it's a very funny trick name.
I mean, I've been thinking that a couple of times. Like, is Sonic a guinea pig? Or like a space gerbil? I tried playing that game once, by the way. It was too much for me. I'm not afraid to admit it. I launched one spaceship that just like immediately blew up after like 2 hours of trying. I was like, yeah, I think I'm okay.
So here we see one of the mods we use actually in action. Basically, to let people not experience hand pain, we made the shooting in this minigame faster. Because there's no cap to it, so you can basically mash however fast you want, and it saves a lot of time. So we kind of just made it faster, so we don't have to mash.
I was not expecting what seems like Nier Automata influence, or just Nier in general in this game. Like with Sage, kind of looks like one of those characters, and now we had the kind of Space Invaders thing. Like I'm seeing a little bit of Nier in here.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's see. So right now we're basically just going around collecting stuff. Still, like I said earlier, Chaos and Ornus, which is the last real island, they don't have skips to the boss fights instantly, so we actually have to play the game. which also means that we need to collect all of these memory tokens and keys.
There's mention of fishing in chat, which we talked about a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we're gonna do about like a minute and a half worth of fishing. Gonna help us speed up the final island quite a bit, actually. It's really funny how in such a fast-paced game you could just relax, fish some fish, and then it's just faster.
You love to see that be the optimal choice. Like, you don't have a choice. You're gonna sit back and enjoy your fishing mini game.
Yep. Here we're doing another mini game. I'm gonna break boxes, get these nuts and bolts.
Oh, we're doing a little bit of Ratchet and Clank now.
We're doing a lot of everything, it feels like. Like, we have the purple coins from Super Mario Odyssey. We have things from Ikaruga or Nier. Now Ratchet and Clank.
But that's okay too, because when Sonic does it, it's like it's a new spin. Because Sonic's never, or at least in my experience, hasn't done some of these things. So it makes it really different and interesting because you're taking a character. This is why we talk about reimagining classics. You're taking a character and putting it in environments that maybe they're not otherwise normally in, and it creates something new.
Yeah.
I love the running swag of just like the little sidestepping.
Yeah, we use it a lot. So it doesn't use anything of the boost meter, so we can like always have top speed without having to worry about like stopping. Here we're gonna skip some cutscenes because cutscenes are not that fun. And we're gonna do one of my favorite sections of the game, actually, this little part here. We're gonna jump to these rainbow rings. And from them we get a lot of speed. We're gonna collect this memory token that was skipped earlier. Then we're gonna get up to these enemies. We're gonna slingshot off them. And that, the way we get up there, we use a tech called slide launching, and it's really precise in that specific ledge. So it always feels like super good to do.
I love how completely optional physics are in this game.
It's great. Talking about physics, we're gonna do a thing here. We need to change our FPS to 30. A lot of people hate this minigame, and like, I get why, but like, have you considered just skipping it? So that is bridge skip. We got the thing that we call half skip. You can skip all the way to the bottom if you get lucky, pretty much. It's precision and frame perfect, we think. So, well, it's precise position-wise.
All right, so I've got a question from chat, which is if you're not, like an OG Sonic fan, you're not into the other games of the series and whatnot, what made you pick up Frontiers?
So I didn't really have an interest in the game at all. And then suddenly my girlfriend she won a giveaway for Sonic Frontiers at release. And I was like, how'd you get this game? And then it was like, I guess I'll try it out. Because like, she has the game, I might as well try it. And I never left the game after that.
Okay. I always say the family that games together stays together. I think it's always important to embrace each other's hobbies and like, so my partner, for example, has done a couple speedruns with me. So I always think it's good to get into things that way. The glasses are obviously why he picked up the game. I mean, facts.
All right, so coming up next is pinball skip. So there's a minigame here that's just pinball. The physics are extremely bad. So
just like real life.
Instead of playing, it's really bad. So instead of playing that, we're gonna just go over this ledge, and for whatever reason, Sonic will just kind of slide down, and dying here lets us skip the minigame.
Sure. That's how it works.
It kind of makes sense, maybe. So yeah, we just skipped pinball. Here we're gonna jump straight to the emerald instead of going to the ground, because that's also a side effect. Oh, I missed the emerald. How'd that happen? I guess we're going down.
We're doing all the rerouting strats today.
All the time.
Oh, it's okay. He's a pinball-related boss.
So this is Knight. He has, in my opinion, the best song out of all the bosses in the game. Sadly, the boss sucks though, so there's always some negative with the positives. And I'll tell you more about it after we watch this lovely cutscene. Yeah, there are 4 bosses, and then there's a 5th one if you do the extra story content that was released. It was pretty much almost an entire year after the game released, like 8 months after or something. So yeah, this shield is the reason why this boss sucks. Thankfully, I got extremely lucky. That shield bounces around, and it is not meant to, well, yeah, it doesn't bounce where Knight is. So if you get unlucky, you can just be impossible to hit the boss. Like, just physically not possible. So getting it first try there, it's really nice. There have been runs where you lose like 20, 30 seconds just because, well, bad RNG.
Just like overwhelmed by the music and cinematics.
They're actually incredibly good.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chad. This is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Especially with like the sword. I think one of Raiden's swords is like a red one, right? But definitely has some Revengeance vibes here. I like how he blew up and then blew up again. He's like, I'm not done.
Never enough explosions.
I'm not done. I've got one more in me.
Okay, this is Rhea Island. It is extremely short. It's only about like 2-3 minutes.
Sonic may cry.
We're gonna be seeing a lot of fast-paced action here to get up to these towers. So there's an HSP, frame perfect, to get up. And then we're gonna go down to these guys. We're gonna do a slingshot to skip climbing the next tower. This is gonna be... Ooh, what happened to the camera there? I haven't seen that before. Oh. That guy's not supposed to die. I'll try this. No. Okay. Well, I just gotta reload the save. That is unfortunate.
That's our one, chat. That's our one. We've never seen it before. I didn't want to say it while you were free falling, but...
No, I really don't know what happened to the camera. I don't think I've seen that. So that's tower 2. There's 6 towers. Here we're gonna do a trick, and we didn't actually... The person who found this didn't actually give it like a proper name, so just kind of call it the Sora thing, found by SNR Sora. So it's just a Sora thing. That's another pretty perfect. Ooh, I dodged a little bit too early.
And obviously it seems like there's no fall damage in this game.
Yeah, no. That is a very, very precise slingshot. Very thankful to get that first try.
I like how all we get is a hint of like an alien foot, and I have no idea what that was. I'm just here like, oh, okay.
Lore? Who needs that?
It's been a while since I've seen the X-Files, but we're getting there.
And we're going to the last tower. A little bit fun fact, these towers, they added things on easy mode to make it like, basically, you can just mash the homing attack button to complete them. Which also just happened to, they basically put like a bunch of balloons to make it easier. Which also ruined a lot of the setups that we used for any percent. So we always have to play on medium to not have to deal with the balloons. Yep, and that's the 4th island, and now we're on the 5th one, 5th and final. This is Ornstein Island. This is, unlike the other islands, it doesn't really have a lot of mini games. We're gonna be seeing the hacking one again, the Ikaruga or Nier.
Chat's saying that apparently Sonic just died for 5 seconds and now he's back again. In that cutscene.
Yeah. Pretty much.
As you do.
Yeah, there's... Well, okay, we're about to enter fishing. So...
Yes, fishing. I've been waiting for fishing.
This.
Let's go.
Yeah, suddenly Big is here.
Of course.
And he's just vibing. But yeah, basically what happens in the story is that Sonic kind of absorbs this cyber corruption stuff. And at the end of Rhea Island, Amy, Knuckles, and Tails just go like, oh hey, let's hold hands and do some magic stuff and bring Sonic back so he can finish the job.
Would you like to try?
It's a very beautiful friendship circle.
I love this music in juxtaposition to like the bosses and stuff. It's just like tranquil music. And then randomly lightning shoots out of Sonic's ears and yeah.
The music is super nice. If you ever need like lo-fi vibes, this is where you go. Fishing is thankfully not RNG. For the first 32 fish of the islands, they're always the same. Every island has its own fishing portal and has unique fishes. Yes, English.
Fish eye. Wait, did you say we're catching 32 fish?
No, we're only catching 5, including the tutorial one. But there are a total of 32 per island that are like set, and after that, it's just all RNG.
Excellent. It's a tire.
It's a fish,
Would you like to try?
clearly. And yeah, we're gonna buy a bunch of keys and 2 memory tokens to just speed the island up a little bit. And yeah, Ornstein Island is super fun because it's pretty much just it's a big collectathon. Like, you need to have 190 memory tokens. We currently have 22. And we need to have 33 keys. It's a lot of fun to play because it's all just, let's go to this island and do all of the collecting here, and then let's go to this part of the island and then do this. And then you also have a few cyberspace stages. But yeah, that was all the fishing we're gonna do, sadly. There is a specific frog in this game that we kind of how do you put it? It's very special to us, and it's a rainbow frog, basically a gay frog.
Okay.
And it's just worth mentioning that it exists and that it's the best fish in the game.
I mean, we are fully supportive of rainbow gay frogs here.
Yeah.
Chat is debating if they caught a tire, how they would eat it. I've seen deep fried, I've seen grilled, I've seen sashimi.
Sashimi tire sounds very rubbery.
Right, but if you deep fry it, the rubber would melt, right? So you'll get, I guess you would kind of maybe get an oozy center out of it. I'm not quite sure.
Potentially.
Lava cake deep fried tire. You heard it here first.
Can always boil it too. I think that would be kind of cool.
Wait, is there a frog percent category?
There is a frog percent category where all you do is collect all the frogs. Here we're about to do the second hacking minigame. A little fun fact about this game and its minigames is that you can pause the game and the game will continue like loading the minigame. And for some of them, you actually get control over the character faster. So in this case, we open up the info section again, and we can start shooting like half a second faster than you normally would. Just a funny, fun fact, I guess. And now everyone knows that if they want to do this again, you can save half a second.
Well, chat does want you to know that they will never get tired of Sonic games. Huh?
Me neither. That's a good one.
That took a minute, I think.
I don't know if I want to say it's a good one or a bad one, but I want to be nice.
It's a thing.
I had to restrict myself
It's a thing.
from saying that's a joke.
It's a thing that someone thought of and told us. And then I repeated it. And now it lives in your brain.
And for those that did not get it, he will never get tired because we are catching tires in fishing.
I'm just gonna let that one sit there. So at some
Are we fishing for puns now?
Hey, I will never say no to puns. Later on for the Ninja Gaiden run, we do have all new boss names for all of the Ninja Gaiden bosses thanks to the AGDQ donations. So puns, whether it's donations, chat, or otherwise, are always welcome.
This is 4-3. It is a very short stage. Very fun stage as well. It's very scary because at the start, I've already passed it. We kind of do a blind jump and feeling it loses 10 seconds. It's kind of scary.
Half the time, I can't even tell if you're in the right three-dimensional plane for the level. Like I'm not quite sure. Like not only are you out of bounds, I'm not even sure if you're going the right like dimension.
We're actually not going out of bounds, but we do traverse the 3D space in ways that may not be intended. Ooh. I was not supposed to miss that. I don't know what happened. I kind of just completely pulled my stick to the left or right. I don't remember. Coming up is probably the most fun section to play in the game after we get the yellow emerald. It is just pure movement. It has some really cool movement. And it's going to be a good time. I am missing a couple of memory tokens because I am skill issuing. So I'm just going to be grabbing a few extra, or backups rather. It's not extras if we missed some.
Now we've seen Eggman in a couple of cutscenes, if my memory serves. Are they going to make an appearance, like maybe as the final boss or anything? Do we have Eggman to look forward to?
They're going to make an appearance.
Okay.
Not as a boss. The game made a stomp again. I don't know why it does that. Eggman has a very small role in this game in comparison to other Sonic games. But he is in the game.
He technically exists.
Yeah. We do actually, for the Wyvern Escape skip that we did on the second island, we do actually use... There's a dialogue in the game where Sonic basically goes, Eggman tech. And then a few other words that I don't really remember. So we do use his tech to skip things in this game, and that's cool.
No, so he's secretly a good guy. He's helping you out.
Kind of is in this game, actually. Yeah, like I said, there's just like a bunch of fast-paced collections going on here before we head into our final cyberspace stage, which is 4-8.
I'm thinking about like the inhabitants of this world who used to live here, and they're just kind of like, yeah, you know, a slide rail to nothing looks really good right over here. Let's just put it over the water. We'll just set it there, forget about it. Don't worry about it. I'm sure a hedgehog will need it someday. Like they're just kind of putting floating platforms in random places.
They did. There's like side dialogue that confirmed why there were platforms everywhere, but I don't remember the exact details. Anyway, yeah, this is 4-8. It is a very, very short stage. Quite flashy, but at this point, it doesn't really feel like it's anything special. Like, we still fly around and do things, collect all the red rings, collect enough rings, and beat the goal time. at the start of this game's release, this S-rank time for that stage was actually quite difficult to beat. This is only 30 seconds, and we get like 20 seconds now. So... And yeah, looks like we are on... we have the right amount of memory tokens.
Nice.
So we are just gonna go ahead and do our final slingshot of the run all the way to this big temple. Gonna collect 2 more memory tokens, and we're gonna talk to Sage.
By the way, Chad, I have not seen nearly enough spinning emotes. So if you've got them, now's the time to put them in before the run's over. I'll get you guys started. Get you all started. But yeah, if you have spinning emotes, definitely get those in there.
Yeah, we only have like, I can't do math.
Math's hard.
6 minutes left, I believe.
I do my best to not do math on stream, although I think I counted days earlier. But
Very math.
Windows login music. There we go.
It's a little
Chat's
bit too
coming up strong.
intense to be like elevator music, but it's almost there.
You know, now chat feels like Tetris. We just have a wall of colorful spinning things. I love it. Oh, we got a horizontal spin. I wasn't expecting that. Very nice. Don't mind me, I'm easily distracted.
All right, so we are entering the final fight here. This is Supreme.
Okay.
Like the other boss knight, we can kind of just abuse this fight with the cross slash ability. He's supposed to do like a bunch of things. You have to like parry and stuff, but like also, what if we don't? Just like the rest of the game, it's just like, ask yourself, do you need to do this? Also, look at all the beautiful like red wings he had there. Oh wait, they're gone.
See, I just assumed Sage was going to be the final boss.
Well, you'll see what happens. You can actually skip that like swipe attack. I got a little bit unlucky.
Oh, that's right. We do have a Super Saiyan GDQ Fire emo. Thank you, chat.
So yeah, that is Supreme. And now we have some unskippable cutscenes that will just tie this game together with all the lore you've learned today.
Now that was not time, right?
That is not time. We still have 3 quick time events to do.
Oh, that's right. Splat percent. We were talking about that earlier.
We could do a splat actually.
I mean,
Go.
that's up to you.
Showcase it.
Whichever one you want to do, I'm good with.
These cutscenes are unskippable. One of the few that we cannot skip. They were quite generous with letting us skip cutscenes in general, but then everything related to the Titans are always kind of like forced to watch.
Oh, chat's saying there's a hard mode that has a boss after
All
this.
we did was chase
If you've
another
maxed out your
shell.
specs.
It's retreating into space
Yes,
to regain its
if you play on hard mode or
Even supersonic won't be
extreme
able to
mode,
stop it.
there is another boss fight. We are not doing that because it's,
Leave you.
well,
I understand.
it's slow. So we will be skipping it. Fun fact about the boss fight, if you play on hard, it's also pretty much just an auto-scroller. Like, there's a few things you can do to make it, like, a little bit faster. But we're talking, like, 5-6 seconds faster. And the fight is, like, 2 minutes long. So...
Dear daughter.
Eggman has a daughter?
yeah, that's Sage.
All right, I'm not going to ask questions. There's the moon.
This is the end. The
He took your whole
big
world.
bad evil guy.
He took your lives. Are you going to let him do it all over again? I need your help. We can end this.
Yeah, that was dramatic and fun.
I'm just like, my brain can't comprehend what's... That's why I'm getting silent. I'm like, what is happening?
You're missing quite a lot of context. Like, a lot of context.
Now or never.
So yeah, we're gonna be splatting.
Okay, we're doing splat.
Time is about to come right here.
Oh, it just has you do it over again?
Yeah, you just get to restart it.
You can do any percent too if you want.
Might as well.
While we're here. But you can also use the any percent time if you want to do any shout outs or let the good people know where they can find you and follow you and all of that fun stuff. I know I've enjoyed the run, so I'm sure people out there want to see more of this.
Yeah. This was time for Tier 70%. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. I am streaming over at twitch.tv/onakutv. You can also find me on YouTube at onakutv. I want to give a shout out to the Frontiers community for being awesome. And yeah, that's like it.
Well, thank you so much for showcasing this run. That was something to behold. That was special. I'm so glad that you were able to come join us and show that off, and show off not one, but 2 categories. I don't think anyone's... I think Blueprints actually had 2 categories. I was going to say, I think you're the first one, but no, we did have one other. But thank you for showcasing both of those. We're going to take a quick couple of minutes break to get set up for our next run. But while we're doing that, if you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop, chat with staff, and more. And a break is always a good time to do that. But also, don't forget to stretch, grab some food, grab some water, pet your dog, which, you know, I always do my best to do. But we'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. As always, we focus on challenging and adventurous speedruns, and we're going to go on to our next one, which is Sworn in all caps. Morgana percent being done by James Swan with comms for Caritas KRT. How are the two of you doing today?
I am alive and as well as I can be. I'm excited to be here showing off Sworn for what I believe is the first time on the GDQ channel, but certainly not the last. I hear it's going to be on Back to Black coming up later this week. Is that correct, Kitty?
That is correct. That is going to be on, let me pull up the schedule, Friday at 6 p.m., I believe, PST. That's going to be any percent. But we're doing Morgana percent today, so a little bit more hardcore if you want to tell us the difference.
So Morgana percent is basically tackling the corruption within the Grail. So the base of Morgana percent is defeating King Arthur and defeating the corruption that caused King Arthur to be so evil, because, as we all say, no kings. Now, to get within the Grail, we have to complete 3 side quests along the way and complete an additional extra area once we have entered the Grail with extremely powerful areas, with our enemies, I should say. And then there is a super boss at the end, even stronger than King Arthur. Without further ado, Curry, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass a lot of the comms over to you. Time will begin once the screen fades in after we've gone down this elevator. So just about in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck. All right. Yeah, hi folks. My name is Curry. You can call me Curry for short. Yeah, I have the world records and Baron and Duke difficulty, and Sovereign is on my radar, which is the hardest difficulty in the game. But for now, let's talk about the run as is. James is playing as the Vigilante character right now, using the bow staff, and is going for a Gog and Bobbed build. I'll explain all of those in short order soon. But as far as game basics go, you can consider this a Hades-like. So if you're familiar with Hades, this is a big roguelike kind of game. You have different rooms of enemies that you need to clear in these rooms to progress, and when you do so, you get a banner. That gets you one of the Fey blessings, which is the buffs that you pick up along this run. So we're starting out with some Bob blessings that will give us backstab abilities, which increases the damage that we do to enemies if we hit them from behind. At this point in the run we just started, we're not too concerned about getting backstabs right now because we don't have that many enemies and they have low health. So we can just breeze through some of these first few levels here.
Yep, but the key of this build is the fact that my spell automatically backstabs. It's slightly off meta from the usual Vigilante build. The usual Vigilante build you'll see for a lot of any percent runs is utilizing the Assassin's Dagger, whereas I am utilizing the Shadow Strike spell, which automatically backstabs. So we get the full benefit of Bob's backstab blessing. I am taking some gold as opposed to additional blessings or shops. That way I can improve my chances of guaranteeing one of the specific things that I do need to access Morgana percent. We do need to have 300 gold to acquire one of the gems that we need. Let's see, we are going to go ahead and pick up the Beast's Eye. That will give us 4 levels on top of one of our spells, and we'll just go ahead and pick up a Fey Doll for additional safety. That gives us 4 levels, so up to level 5 on Shadow Touch. So for reference, that's now doing 140% extra damage. This would be a Morgana blessing. Those can be very helpful, but they can also come back to bite you if you are not careful. Let's see if we get the fast mini-boss here. We did not. If you get the Tree Ant for the mini-boss here, the Tree Ant has an attack. You can actually just basically sit inside and just wail on the Tree Ant for just immense amounts of damage, especially if you're running backstab. Or if you're running a Gogmagog or Beira build, you can just do a lot of crowd control, stun, freeze, whatever you are utilizing. It works extremely well, and this one has a little more health, does a little more damage, so we're going to be taking a little more time here. Oh, that heavy attack is just a little inconsistent right now. That's unfortunate. However, I will get 10 health back from those crystals. Curry, you want to talk about the swords in the stone?
Yes, those are very super powered OP blessings that you should always choose when you see the door. Sword in the Stone blessings give you very just high multipliers or buffs to some of your attacks. It could be your heavy attack, light attack, or it gives you special abilities on your attacks here. Forget, which one are you going for?
Omnislash, and sadly I had to burn
Omnislash,
3 rerolls for that. That is inconvenient. Later we will be going for Mark for Death just to get some extra healing and extra damage. Healing will be helpful, though if we do get Titania blessings, it will be a little inconvenient depending on how we go.
Now, one of the things that Hades is obviously famous for is its, narrative structure and meeting the, let's say, denizens of Greek mythology throughout the game. Can we expect to see any familiar faces throughout this run?
I've attempted to say some of their names earlier, but
You got Sir Lancelot right here.
Oh, there we go.
yeah.
And I'm realizing I accidentally took Mark for Death instead of Omni-Slash early. So, blame me for demonstrating. It's okay, because that still gives us bonus damage, and we will just adjust our build accordingly to get ourselves more mana down the line. And hopefully it won't come back to bite us too hard. That is just an inconvenient misclick. So we are going to take the Horn of Strength as opposed to the extra health there.
With that out of the way, we've completed one of the 3 side quests we need to do to unlock the Morgana percent. We got the blue gem, now we have the yellow and red gems left to go. As it might imply, yellow gems, you pay some gold to get that, and the red gem, you pay some health. Those are trivial at this with the buff that we have and the rate that we're going, so we'll make a great time with this. But yeah, we've got other knights in the game too. We'll meet them as you may see once we go on to the mini bosses at the end of each area.
I already have an extra Fey doll, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Double checking my gold count, I'm not really going to risk it because I want to get that 325 gold blessing early, or that extra gem early, just to guarantee the run. Play it safe.
Yep, that is the amount of gold you need. It might be 300, I honestly don't remember. Somewhere around there. That's enough gold to pick up the yellow gem. So we're going to hold on to that. We're not going to try to spend too much at any of the shops that we see, which are randomly generated, randomly placed shops that can spawn and potentially give you good items to pick up. So we're going to skip those.
Let's
not
see.
Too much of
I will go ahead and take Infecting Dash. That's probably the least of the evils there. As long as I get Gog's heavy attack, I should be okay. And I will be switching to a potion that will force Gog to appear in one of the banners down the line. So the way I forced Bob to appear in that first banner was I utilized a potion from Bob. I will be utilizing a potion from Gog. You unlock these potions by just finding shrines through pure luck along the way as you play casually.
And here is our next Knight of the Round Table, Gawain. He looks a bit different. He might also be corrupted by the Grail, like Arthur is. So we need to fix that. We'll take care of that in short order, though, since we're decently built at this point. Again, we're relying heavily on those backstabs, and one of the tough things about Gawain is that Gawain can spawn lots of ads, but if you're able to take care of them quickly, you can then maneuver behind Gawain as we're doing right now, because a lot of his attacks involve him standing still. So, good opportunities for more backstabs.
Gawain's spinning attack there is pretty inconvenient, but thankfully we do have a fountain where we'll be able to restore our health and still be able to get that red gem down the line. Omni-Slash is very useful for clearing out those ads, so I'm really kicking myself in the butt for not grabbing that earlier. But thankfully, we will be able to restore our health down the line. And Essence of Courage, this is the potion to force Gog to spawn in the next banner that we encounter. So we will be going ahead and grabbing that, and with the red gem completed, now all we need to do is vanquish King Arthur and the rest of his Knights of the Round Table to get inside the Grail.
And to do that, we'll move into our second area of the run here, Cornwall Township. This area is marked by just a slightly more complex floor layout. We've got some wooden obstructions and pathing, as well as those black-greenish areas of tar. If you step in those, you move slower, so try not to do that.
Not even risking the Queen Mob blessing. I don't want to accidentally lose my chance at Gog Magog.
Yep, so just like with a lot of other roguelikes, you want to choose your level ups kind of selectively, because if you pick one that you don't necessarily want, that could be an opportunity cost for picking up a blessing that you really do want later down the line. So we are avoiding the mob type of blessings and trying to find more Gogs.
I can make Queen Mob work, but it's a much less convenient build than Bobbed and Gog. There's a specific duo blessing that is basically the bread and butter of most speedruns in this game from Bobbed and Gog Magog. A lot of runners actually opt to have Gog Magog be their main blessing, with Bob being support, just for stagger and crowd control. But this build seems to just lean the other way for the sake of backstab damage.
Funnily enough, I think that's my strat when I'm building this way. I think I lean more into Gog's blessing than Bob, but both are necessary for this this kind of build and play style. So
I think I am going to take the event. It will be time loss, but just to guarantee Gog's blessing.
yeah, we're really looking for Gog now. I don't think we've picked up a Gog yet, have we?
We have not. We saw him in the first banner, but that was it. So just for the sake of the run, this is not the worst one we could have seen. There are much worse ones we could have seen. For example, there is an event that is literally just survive for 45 seconds, and all that time ticks down in IGT. This can be just as inconvenient, though, if a lot of enemies keep spawning. And I also don't have Omni Slash. Another benefit of Omni Slash that we currently don't have is the fact that you get to aim Omni Slash. This current blessing with Marked for Death is it is auto aiming, so we do not necessarily get freedom of aiming our own attack with that. Since we do have all of our gems, we can now spend gold a little bit more freely, so that is a bit more convenient, though.
And we also picked up a rare heavy attack Gog, which is exactly what James needed there. So good RNG on that pick. Here we are in the mini boss, or pathway boss for this area, the Raving Blight, the rat that likes to jump around everywhere and throw out shurikens like that. I don't think I have a preference as to which mini boss I
prefer the twins so much to this guy. He just
I see.
has that lock-on attack, and it is not convenient for me with this build.
Got it. Yeah, for the builds I run, I'm neutral, but
if I was running the Gog Magog build, I would likely be neutral as well. But for the Bobbed build, especially if you have Omni Slash, you can take out the twins much faster.
I couldn't help but notice it looked like you got down to 2 HP there. Like, how risky was that?
Not really. If you see these 4 hearts in the bottom, each one of those is a respawn, and I knew that I had a shop coming up immediately afterwards, where I can now just top off like that, and each one of those respawns will pop me back up at half HP, and I also knew that with Marked for Death, I can just gain 2 HP back per kill that I get with my spell, or kill I get after marking an enemy with my spell.
Okay, so we're not like in the roguelike territory of if you die, it's game over.
Not quite, no.
Not quite. If you die 4 times, then it's game over.
Okay.
But not the first time.
Fair enough. Kill me once, shame on you. Kill me 4 times, it's a reset.
That's okay. Probably shame on me at that point.
Very much shame on me at that point. Let's see, will we get Gog Magog here? Ooh, I'm gonna reroll for it one more time. Don't see it, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Armored Skin, get that damage shield going.
And how build dependent and RNG dependent are some of these items? Like, is this normally a set where you say, hey, I didn't get it, I would reset? Or do you usually have backup strats and other things that you're working through?
I have a lot of backups for this run in particular. They aren't necessarily as fast, but they do work. A lot of the things going into it are RNG dependent. If you see me using those dice at the bottom, that is basically me being able to manip RNG just a bit. There are certain items that we are looking for to help accelerate the run significantly. Curry, do you want to explain the duo boon that we're looking for between Gog Magog and Bobbed?
Gog Magog and Bob, like, give me 1 second.
Yes, Bone Collector.
Right. Bone Collector. So, essentially, if you have enough blessings from both of the phase that you're building up right now, so in this case it's Gog and Bob, we can potentially have the chance to roll a duo blessing. In this case, it's Bone Collector. Killing an enemy grants bonus damage to you for all of your attacks for the rest of the run. So it's a permanent scaling bonus that scales with every additional enemy you kill. So it is very valuable, and hopefully we'll find it soon.
That is the hope.
It's the hope as we move into our second boss fight, Sir Percival. I almost called him Sir Lancelot again because he has a lance, but no, this is Sir Percival.
Well, he does lance a lot.
He does. But yeah, his main attacks consist of throwing out tar and using a couple different variations on his lance attacks. It's actually very kind of predictable, so it's very easy to either read and map his movements or step aside. So personally, I do enjoy this boss fight in terms of being able to read the movements and.
Oh yeah, you can also just dodge through his attack quite a few times. We're going a little slow here because of the few mistakes that we've had and just some rougher RNG, but nothing too bad.
We're making it work.
We can definitely come back from this. There we go. That is Sir Percival down. Yes, I see that I am being booed in the chat for the bad pun.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Hey, I approve of it, so you have my written approval.
Would you say that it's your sworn approval?
Yep, you have my sworn written approval. Yep.
Very nice. Do I risk this? Do I have anything? Armored skin might be able to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Not really. I'll go ahead and take Flawless. Why not? I will be taking Sword and Stone despite really wanting a Bobbed Blessing.
Despite desiring a Bob Blessing, Sword and Stone is unequivocally the stronger pick here, or the strongest pick of any blessing you can get, so go for those. Those are limited. You're only guaranteed 2 in an any percent and 3 in a Morgana percent, so you take those when you see them.
Treasure
just to
Goblin,
mention real
yay.
quickly. Oh wait, actually, go ahead and pick a Sword and Stone first.
Yep. Omni Slash, yay, we got it.
Omni Slash, there
we're
it
back in
is.
business, everyone. We are back in business, my
There
gamers.
we go. My gamers were back in action. Yeah, that Omni Slash lets James kill enemies in an AoE fashion, so it'll be a bit easier for that moving forward. I also want to quickly mention, during that rest area back there, that was an alter exchange where we can drop one of our blessings from a particular fae and pick it back up again and re-roll what blessing we want from them. So that was James exchanging the damage shield for Flawless or whatever that other blessing was. So, an upgrade in my book, but not the one we were looking for. That's all right.
Yep, we're basically just going through the motions on this stage, hoping we get the better of the mini-bosses, in my opinion, but we'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, this is our third area, which I forget the name of because I can't remember names that much. But kind of Deep Harbor, thank you. Yeah, again, rinse and repeat.
I got you, don't worry.
We have a few different enemies. Yep, thank you. There's just so many different blessings and names that I just can't keep track of all of them. But
Another Bob Blessing that I just can't afford, oh well.
yep, we'll have to move on.
Such is gaming. Roguelikes do be roguelikes.
It really be rogueliking right now, huh? All right, this is probably my pick for the easier mini-boss. What do you think?
It would be mine as well, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Yep, the Abyssal Watcher, yep, just does some spinning AoE attacks, 4 beams spread out on the AoE, spews those energy orbs, but this is easier than the other one, which goes into hiding, then pops back out, and
Yeah,
then,
you don't have to stop damaging
yeah.
this one. You get to just keep
Yes.
attacking.
With the other one, you have to stop damaging it, and then occasionally hide when it unleashes its giant bullet barrage, so a little bit more annoying for that one. Yeah, we've got a few different enemies here. Some that live exclusively in the water, like this enemy right here that just spawns those red tidal waves that you don't want to stand on.
Yep, so
but all is good as we keep moving on.
Basically, it's a little bit of a downtime despite how intense the gameplay is right here. So, Cutie, anything you want to mention about what's coming up in the schedule for the future?
Coming up in the schedule, well, after this, we have something near and dear to my heart, which is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. So everyone's going to want to stick around for that. We've got an amazing runner. As I mentioned, I was a commentator for it at AGDQ, so we have a lot of audience-donated boss names. So you're gonna, if you haven't watched that run from AGDQ, you're definitely going to want to stick around because some of them are pretty funny. But if you haven't, speaking of catching up on things, you can always catch up on past GDQ Hotfix, AGDQ, and events like Back to Black and other things, all of which lives on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamesdonequick. So always make sure that if you do happen to miss something live, you can always go back and check it out there. And if you're in the future and you're watching this on YouTube, consider liking, subscribing, or becoming a channel member to help support GDQ. Also, hi, this is Past Cutie. Welcome to YouTube.
Welcome to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Twitch.
Finally,
Hi,
we get a
YouTube.
Gog Magog blessing. Let's go. Let's see if we get what we
have a
finally
God
need.
blessing. We'll see. Again, roguelike, Hades-like RNG could just say no. Which is why we heavily rely on reroll dice whenever we really need something. I think you have one left, so good luck. Yep, just a couple more enemies here. There we go. Oh. Took a life there, but that's quite all right.
That's okay. I got three more. If I take a death, this is kind of the area I expect to take it in. Let's see. Tough one. Let's go ahead and do Quaking Stun.
Ooh, okay.
I noticed that respawn was remarkably quick and without fanfare. Do you have iframes or anything when that's happening?
Just a few while it is happening. And there's Bone Collector. A little late,
There's
but better
Bone
late than
Collector.
never.
Hey,
Let's
we did
go.
it.
Let's go.
Better late than never, and
right.
I do have this potion, so we should be able to take out Lady Bedivere without a death.
That's right. We meet our next Knights of the Round Table, Lady Bedivere, the boss of Deep Harbor. Her shtick is summoning a couple mobs in the center, as well as doing some AoEs with some water-based attacks, like that. And James, with their backstab build, has to go all in, literally getting up in Lady Bedivere's face to land those backstabs. You can see that's a little bit of a problem with like the roaming sharks that will damage you if they touch you. So James has to be wary of that. But sometimes you can also just damage boost your way in and just ignore it for the sake of clearing Lady Bedivere faster. So yeah, Lady Bedivere likes to stick to the outside of this arena most of the time. Sometimes she'll go into the center like that. As you can see, there's a few different persistent enemies on the map you need to be aware of. Those sharks and mobs in the center that have that laser in the middle. So take some practice, but
Yeah,
you can get
We're
there, just
also
like
missing
that.
a few additional backstab blessings that we wish that we would have from Bobbed by now. Even just having those without Bone Collector would make that a lot safer, a lot more reliable. So we should be okay from here on out. I'm gonna knock on wood as I say that, but I'm gonna just lock in here as we go in against Arthur's Knights.
All right, time to lock in. Let me know if you need any focus or quiet time, James. But I can keep going for you. So, this is Camelot, the final area in any percent run of Sworn. So, this is where we face off against King Arthur. As we can see here, he'll give us a little address beforehand, which is very short. Thank you,
Yeah, we
King
just
Arthur.
skipped through that.
Yep. Just okay, bye, King Arthur. We don't need to hear that. We've heard that before. But here, before fighting King Arthur, we have to fight some of his other knights and some of his shadow knights that he will summon. So here we go. If you vaguely remember or have seen these knights before, that's because you have. When we did Lancelot's quest in the very first area, these are the same knights that were summoned. So they're back again. They're a little bit more powered, and King Arthur will summon a barrage of them for the next few rounds here.
And we are taking this fight pretty darn safely. We are not taking a lot of risks here, I will admit. This is going a little slow because I've taken more deaths than I would like to have taken.
Got it. Yep, so some things to look out for. There are those static knights you can see at the edges where that red carpet is. Those don't move, but if you approach them, get close enough to them, they will swing at you. So something to be wary of, just like that. The good thing is, the enemies will also be damaged if they stand close to those static knights at the edges. So you can bait them into standing right next to them, and they will be damaged themselves. Not the most consistent strat, but you can do it in a pinch.
I've slain fae, giants, and gods. Expect no mercy.
As you can see, we pick up more blessings as we go through successive rounds of this lobby skirmish here. There are a few different types of these knights that are summoned. You've got the archers that shoot out either the 1 piercing arrow or the 3 AoE arrows. You've got some folks wielding maces. You've got some swords persons. You've got some mages. I think those are the 4.
Or will you crumble?
Yep. We have a swords person right here. We have a mage right there that shoots out fireballs. It's just rinse and repeat for this, so...
We had talked about difficulty levels a little bit earlier. So if you were doing this on, say, a higher or lower difficulty, what would be fundamentally different? Is it just damage numbers, or would you have more enemies, different attack patterns? Like, what would you be looking at?
Yeah, so the main thing is the damage that enemies can do and the health that enemies have. So when the difficulty scales, it's the enemies that scale. You still retain the same damage, that same amount of damage that you would do with your blessings and regular attacks and whatnot, but you'll have more enemies and stronger enemies to deal with. So those are the main differences there.
All right, we are out of hearts. Should I be worried yet?
I won't try to
potentially just a bit. Potentially just a little bit. I'm sweating myself a bit. Alrighty.
You're on the right show then. You're just trying to make sure the audience gets their money's worth.
Admittedly, this may turn into a bit of an any % run, chat.
All right, folks, send James your good energy and vibes and luck, because we might need it. So here we go.
All right, topped off on health. We might be able to do King of Spiders.
Spiders. Okay.
Trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. This one works a lot. All right.
Every speedrun is better with a friend.
Exactly, and this cute little guy is going to be dealing a lot of stagger damage onto the bosses that we don't have to do.
Can you pet the spider?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a great spider. That spider's our buddy. I guess I should mention arachnophobia warning, but that spider's on our side, so very friendly spider.
Yes, Queen Mob is the queen of spiders, so be warned.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we
King
go.
Arthur, same
King
3-hit
Arthur.
Opener.
Let's go. 3. Then we have those swords that drop down. Yep, so again, you can learn King Arthur's attack patterns, can read them. And we'll play a bit safe here as we're doing here, making sure to dodge all of those AoE attacks. And I should say, while we're in the middle of this is my favorite soundtrack of the game. It is absolutely rocking rock music, so please do listen in. But yeah, King Arthur, this is his first phase. Spoiler alert, there's a second phase. What else would you expect? But yeah, as you can see here, we have some fairly consistent attack patterns that rotate. they're fairly easy to predict for now, but things will really ramp up in phase 2. We're almost there. We've got King Arthur down to around 10%. We'll get there eventually. Almost there. Yep, as you can see, when you land a backstab, it really crits, so those are good stuff. There you go. All right, phase 2 of King Arthur. Here we go. So you can see here, the attack patterns are, or the attacks are kind of the same, but they are more intense. It's the same kind of general movement, but the attacks are enhanced. Like now these AoEs are fireballs or meteors that randomly land across the map. And as you can see on the floor itself, there are various burning areas that you can't step in or you just take damage over time.
Oh, that is unfortunate. That is the way this goes. That was just horrid RNG. All right. This is Perilous Paths for a reason, everybody. I would like to say, yeah.
That is my line.
That is the way the cookie crumbles. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but all good. You gave it your best shot.
I am still proud of the work I was able to put out under the circumstances of what we were getting there. We did not get a lot of what we were needing. We are missing about 3 Bob blessings for the build that we would wish for. Cutie and Curry can attest that I got an any percent PB by about 30 seconds in the practice room just before this run started. So just pure bad luck. That is the way the cookie crumbles. I do hope that you all have enjoyed. Curry, anything else you want to say?
Not much from my end other than go play this game. If you ever want to play Hades but with more people, this is the way to do it. In addition to some of the world records that we mentioned, James and I also have world records doing this as a co-op run. I forget which difficulties, probably Squire and maybe Baron as well.
I think Squire and Knight.
Squire and Knight. Okay.
And I will say this: if you want to see this run by someone who does not currently have the flu, tune into Back to Black. Back to Black is awesome. So yeah, tune into Back to Black. Watch that run when it happens. Mm-hmm. Back to Black is awesome.
Yes, we didn't mention it. I was going to wait and see if you did or not, but James currently has a very high fever, and there was a question as to whether or not we would attempt this run at all today. So just an absolute gamer showing, toughing it out, and being able to showcase this at all, because if I had a fever of 102, I don't know that I would be doing that. So we do very much appreciate it. And one thing is that one lack of a better term, a gimmick with this game is that it is multiplayer. So 4-player co-op run when, and let me know.
I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you.
Well, I meant on the show, but like if you want me to play too, I'll give it a shot too.
Why not?
But while we have a second, if you want to give any shout outs, let the good people know where they can find out more about you. If you stream, if there's anything else that you want to do before we go into break, now's a great chance.
I stream very irregularly on twitch.tv/James_Swan_. Otherwise, I've got a lot of runs uploaded on YouTube. If you want to learn how to run a lot of the games that I run, because I primarily run a lot of rhythm shooter type games, a lot of movement shooters like BPM Volts Per Minute and Metal Hellsinger, I have write-ups everywhere. So please feel free to reach out to me over Discord. If you're in the GDQ channel, or the main GDQ server, I am also in there. So please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to teach more people how to run the games that I run, because speedrunning is awesome, and the community that speedrunning has built around itself is amazing. Also, go follow Curitas.
Hi, hello, Curitas here. Again, you can also call me Curry for short. But yeah, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/CuritasKRT, like it says on the nameplate there. My main games right now, and the ones I coincidentally speedrun, are this one, Sworn, and Helldivers 2. So a little bit of a common theme there. They're both co-op games. I'm a very big co-op kind of person. If you want to play games with me, with James, and with everyone everyone else here, that's the way to do it. I love co-op runs, and I love just hanging out with my friends and having a good time. And sometimes that involves speedrunning too. So come drop by if you want to learn how to speedrun some of the games I play, or just want to drop in for some casual gaming on my end. I play lots of other games beyond those two as well. It's really just, if I'm streaming, it's with friends. So that's the way I like to roll.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much both for being here. If we can do a co-op run down the line, let me know. I will slot that in because I think it'd be a lot of fun. I don't know if I could tell what's happening on the screen, but I think it would be a lot of fun to showcase that at some point. We don't get a lot of opportunities to do co-op games on Hotfix and on Perilous Paths, so I would very much look forward to that. We're going to take a quick break while we get it set up for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is going to be an amazing game. But while we're doing that, I do want to let everyone know that GDQ is hiring for multiple roles. So if you have experience in administrative assistance, if you have worked in broadcast strategy, marketing, creative, and we're even looking for a creative director, so definitely check out the website and our list of full openings and job applications there. Once upon a time, I was someone who applied to a showrunner job and had no idea how I got an interview, and that could be you too. So definitely go check out the website and see if anything looks of interest or applies to you. But we will be back in just a few minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. My name is Cutie, and as always, we focus on challenging and adventurous speedruns, and we've got one more banger for you today. We've got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, any percent. As I've been saying, this one's near and dear to my heart. We've got some fun boss names for you in a little bit, courtesy of AGDQ 2026. They're laughing because I just posted them in Discord and they didn't quite remember a couple of them, but they are fantastic. So you're going to want to watch the run the entire way through so that you get all of the great boss names as donated by your fellow speedrun enjoyers. But without further ado, we have Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, any percent with Ed Nolium and Hobbit 1697. How are the both of you doing today?
We're crushing. We're doing great. Well, I don't want to speak for
killing
Hobbit,
it.
but I think we're doing all right.
I'm living, man. What more can I ask for? You know, I get to talk about a video game. That sounds great.
You know? It's a good time. All right. Awesome. So the prologue is basically just kind of the prologue, and then we kind of really get into the run from there. So if we're good for countdown, I'll start countdown.
Yeah, whenever you're ready. 3, 2, 1 us.
Alrighty, it's gonna be 3, 2, 1, go. One of the things that you do really in this game is I bound backspace to the touchpad on my controller. Yes. The reason for that is because backspace skips cutscenes and does not pause the game. So I can just spam backspace on my controller to skip cutscenes without worrying about pausing, unpausing the game. First level.
I don't know if you ever ran into this. If you don't do that on a controller, you use normal controls, it will crash your game.
There were a lot of soft locks in earlier versions of the game, but most of them have actually been patched out at this point. There only remain a few, and they're pretty far between as well, which is nice. For longtime fans of the series, this prologue here is Joe Hayabusa, Ryu's dad, who is blind. If you notice in the top left-hand corner, his eyes are closed. That's not for style. Bro can't see. So he's doing all of this, and he can't see. So this prologue is actually the prelude to the opening cutscene of the NES game that came out in 1987, which is pretty sweet. Game Kitchen paid huge homage to the original trilogy. They also paid a ton of homage to the 3D games in this game as well. And that's just, if you're a longtime fan of the franchise, just freaking sweet, man. This was one of the first this is the first arena of the game. There's going to be sections where I have to stop and just fight stuff. And if you are able to kill stuff as it spawns, you can advance the arena faster. Although that's not always the case. Sometimes they spawn at set times, which is super fun. Oops. All right, and with that, we move on to the dojo, where we see the legendary Super Ninja himself, Ryu Hayabusa, who's training Mr. Kenji here.
I really love that slope tech you get to do on these levels, man.
It's very
sorry to
cool.
interrupt here.
No, please.
It's such a cool it's such a sick micro movement. Like, having very little experience with this game coming in, watching all the little movement things you get to do with the guillotine boosts and the slope tech, it puts a smile on my face.
You know, you're a Dread player. I'm a Dread player. We love our micro movement optimizations. It's just part of the game we gravitate towards.
Absolutely. We love to be moving and grooving.
Speaking of, one of the ways we move and groove in this game is with the hypercharge, which you'll see enemies with auras on them, and when we kill the enemy with the aura, it gives you a hypercharge. You need that to kill big enemies or armored enemies. There's another way to generate hypercharge. You eat some HP.
It's actually very delicious and helps you be very strong against bosses, you know, once you're equipped for it. So,
oh, dang
you know, it's kind of, nice little recovery, though.
Thank you. But yeah, manual hypercharges are going to be used later as well to reduce our health, to activate a talisman called Last Stand. Or Last Stance, which I think was probably mistranslated. Probably was originally supposed to be Last Stand, but it is like a red tear stone ring effect where you have low HP and you gain a ton of damage, which is, you know, we want to go fast, and what better way to go fast than to do a ton of damage? And then we
really,
have
the best defense is offense, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
One of the great things about this game is you're going to see a lot of enemies and a lot of... This is intentional death, by the way. We have not renamed Ryu, so do not worry. We did not go that far at AGDQ.
You cannot rename Ryu Hayabusa. He is the legendary super ninja. You say the whole thing. Like, that's it.
But one of the great things about this game is it's going to look very difficult, and believe me, it is. But this game, on the levels themselves, is actually very forgiving when it's compared to a Ninja Gaiden game. Like, if you fall off, if you die, there's plentiful checkpoints and things. And where the real joy of this game comes is whittling it down. So anyone can pick up this game tomorrow and get like a 145 or a 2-hour mark, and then it's whittling it down with, you know, optimizing the stages, optimizing the boss fights, making sure you don't die on the boss fights, which I still do quite a lot. But
hard
it's
not
a really
to.
great speed run game for that kind of thing.
It's so fun. The controls are so tight. That's like the games that I play for speed games, which there are like 2 of, have very tight controls. And I grew up on the NES Ninja Gaiden series, and they have extremely tight controls. Like, yeah, the games are hard, but like you have to get good at them. Like, you have to memorize stuff and play them well, and this game kind of continues that tradition, and it just feels really good to get good at.
I will say it is very interesting watching the movement in this game, because rolling, absolutely wild. Like, you just
so strong.
Like, I'm convinced you could be Sonic the Hedgehog rolling around like this. Like, you get so many iframes. You can go anywhere you want, is what it feels like. It's truly Kenji's world.
Pretty much. Between that and the guillotine boost, like, how are you even taking damage? Manual hypercharges, that's about it. No.
I mean, you do damage boost
iframes.
sometimes.
True.
You do damage boost sometimes, you
like
know?
that one, that was totally intentional. I totally intentionally just took that hit. And that one too, totally intentional.
Yeah, it's new tech.
Micro optimizations, don't worry about it, team. But you saw me collect a couple of golden scarabs in this level. There are a couple of those to collect in the game. We really don't need many. I know in Wodi's run, he did not shop outside of 1-3. I do make a shop just to make the levels a little bit more consistent. There is a talisman called Blood Frenzy, which we will be picking up. And what that does is, you see the kill counter in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Whenever that is above 3, I gain HP for defeating enemies, which is super nice. It makes certain levels much more consistent, much easier to get through, and it also lets you take a little bit more damage, like for boosting and stuff like that. Lets you be a little bit more aggressive.
Now, as a reminder, at AGDQ, we renamed all of the bosses courtesy of donations, and various people involved with AGDQ, staff, hosts, even the audience, got to pick these names from donations. So this is our very first one, and it could be nothing other than Bossy McBossface.
Bossy McBossface.
He really is the boss, isn't he?
My favorite thing about Bossy McBossface is that his actual name in the game is very funny. His name is Girthka, and I think it's really funny to say. It just feels good to say.
And this is kind of the lore of why that happened. Wody and I were both in the warm-up room being like, okay, what do we call these bosses? Because all the bosses have like demon names and we could not remember them or pronounce them. And I'm like, whatever, we're going to turn it into a bit. We're just going to do something with it.
I like it because, and like I'm the type of guy that like I'm gonna learn their names because I want to know who I'm cursing out when I'm resetting. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, very nice. That is a tough skip there sometimes.
It can be, yeah. And we're getting another scarab because we need 4? I don't remember. I think I need 4 to pick up the last stand.
And this is also where you start learning that the guillotine boost, aka the parry, can be done on pretty much anything in the game. So if you were watching closely, Adnolium's doing it off of the spikes on the ground, which is actually a very tight window. I can't do that consistently myself, but you can parry off pretty much anything in this game other than fire, as far as I know.
Yeah, so the thing
Fireballs,
with the
yes, but not fire.
With the thing with the spikes is that like it only works on certain spikes in the game, and you're not boosting off of the spikes. Oh my goodness. You are essentially using the I missed. You're using the I went for a really greedy strat there. All right, we're not gonna do it again. We're gonna wait for the windmill shuriken this time.
We're just demonstrating earlier.
Or not. Bro's just not gonna throw it.
The game is very there you go. That took
Well, didn't you know
Louise.
he has to stop to aura farm for just a second,
He
like
does.
he's seen you rolling around, bouncing around, guillotine boosting, and as I understand, as you explained to me, guillotine boost is hits all 360 degrees, so like you can legitimately fall upwards.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Guillotine boosting, so I think that's really interesting.
There are definitely times in the game where you do that. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
But as
very
you can
nice
see
little
there,
boost.
very nice. The checkpoint system is very forgiving. So anytime we get to one of these statues, that's basically where we're going to restart. And there is no life system, in accordance with old school Ninja Gaiden. We're going to be able to keep restarting there if for whatever reason we die. So if you're looking at this game and saying, wow, that's a lot of enemies and hazards and it looks really hard. One, it is, especially if it's a speedrun. But two, it is, approachable in the sense that like you can work your way through levels and slowly make that kind of progress.
And if there's one thing I know about Mr. Adnolium, he eats on checkpoint to checkpoint grinding.
I
Absolutely.
really do.
That is his jam.
It's how I got good at Dread. It's how I got good at this game. I do a checkpoint, and then I reset a checkpoint, and then I do it again.
I mean, that's practice,
And we're going to burn a few manual hypercharges there to set us up to get some good stuns for Girthka so we can kill him in hell. And also to set us up for some good last stance damage here. And you're going to notice that I'm canceling my slash animation. Those are crouch cancels. I look for Kenji's front foot to come out, like his knee. Like I look for the knee. Nice. And then you press down, and that's it. And it's like it's a good little rhythm. You don't have to spam. Spamming is actually bad. You get out of rhythm, and then you can't do the cancel. But now I'm gonna play as the really overpowered character, Komori. So story-wise, so the room that I just beat Bossy McBossface in, she is actually in the top right-hand corner of the screen, stuck in the wall. And these next 2 stages are basically record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Her kind of catching Kenji up on what happens. Long story short, she gets trapped in hell as well. It's not.
Do you
great.
think when she's recounting the story, she like talks about how she threw like 100 knives per hour? 100
She probably didn't mention it. Because she sure can throw a lot of knives. She throws faster when she's moving. And she throws backwards when she dashes. And then you also have the little fan that you throw when you jump. And you can, fun fact, while you're still on the ascent of your jump, you can cancel it and do it more than once, which is pretty sweet. Gets a little bit of use. And by a little bit of use, I mean literally only in the boss of this level. It's never used again.
But hey, if you got it, you got it, use it.
It's good. High DPS. Okay, and now I get to just roll and spam more kunai, which is always fun. And then there's a button here. If I'm good, I'll hit it. I'm known for rolling into that wall several times, forgetting that the section has ended.
And after some aggressive dash dancing, the portals just disappear.
Yeah, and then you just, guillotine boost your way across.
Yeah,
So
easy.
like,
I mean, we've got dash dancing, we've got
guillotine
crouch
boost.
dancing. It's melee. This is melee, actually.
This game is actually just melee. Where are my melee heads at?
You say as you're throwing ranged weapons.
Oh, sorry. It's ultimate. My bad.
Hey, melee's got like one zoner, one.
This is actually Princess Peach, and every kunai is a Stitch face. Actually, no. Hypercharge is Stitch face.
Believe it or not, this is our next boss, which this name comes out of left field. It's apparently named after, I think, a Ford Mustang somebody saw one time, but it's Moonbeam Mixed Swine.
That's a choice.
Oh, isn't that? I think that's a Benson Boone song or something. He must have been thinking about Ninja Gaiden.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to start putting these in chat so they can see how they're spelled.
It is very important, It's all about accuracy and precise language.
So my least favorite thing is that this boss got buffed, and she got buffed twice. Originally, you could just simply wait. She's in the air, you hypercharge her, she falls down. And then she goes in the air again, and you hypercharge her, and she falls down. And then you just stun lock her until she's done. And then they buffed her so that you had to wait until she moved between attacks to be able to stun her again. And then... and that buff was actually in the patch notes. Then they buffed her again so that you actually cannot stunlock her until she has begun her attack. So it's really a pain in my rear end. That boss is rough. I chose a skin for Komori for this run, by the way, her biker outfit, because fun fact, it is the only outfit in which she wears a helmet in this level.
And safety is very important to the both of us.
We're safety conscious here. Safety is
you just
not
gotta lock in.
matter.
Exactly. And I mean, especially when you're like a super ninja throwing kunai and fighting demons from hell,
demons with your motorcycle, you better be wearing a helmet, homie.
I mean, it's only safe if you wear a helmet,
Yeah, that's the factor.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's no other considerations in this case. Like demons, I mean, that's just Tuesday.
I mean, for a ninja of the Black Spider Clan, not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually the ones cavorting with the demons, though, historically. In the franchise. But, oh no, I was trying to avoid defeating any enemies with kunai. I was trying to guillotine boost everything in this level for funsies.
You got to be careful with the train coming up, though.
Well, there's only one section where you have to be careful, and it's right towards the end, and it's where the tunnel narrows. And if you're above where the tunnel narrows, when it does, you do perish.
I've lost a few runs trying to do the swaggy. I'm going to guillotine boost all what's it, 75, 78 or something enemies. And then I died like 3 times doing that. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna throw stuff now.
I'm just gonna play
but like
regular.
the swag's worth it. Like the swag's worth it. Like Loki, like come on, that's pretty.
In
cool.
my opinion, swag is always worth it.
I also
Always
love that the train
swag
just stops halfway up. It will never come further up, and then it just puts a spotlight on you. You don't have to keep knocking it backwards or anything.
Nope.
Why is the demon an engineer, chat? Because it is. It's better and funnier that way. It has to be a demon. The New York subway doesn't go on its own.
Well, also, like, that is not the first time, spoiler alert, that a demon takes over a vehicle in this game.
It is not. No, that's true.
Happens quite a few times, and some of them get skipped because they're considered cutscenes. Sorry.
That's unfortunate.
It really is,
you know?
because I really love the little imp guys just like driving vehicles around. It's really funny. It's a really good addition to this game.
I mean, even imps have something they want to be when they grow up. You know, it's
That's
everyone's
what I'm
got
saying.
aspirations and goals, and unfortunately, Kumori is stopping
She also
them
has
short.
goals.
Very,
There
very
will be-
powerful goals.
There will
So
be
speaking-
human drivers of things later too.
Yeah. Not for very long though.
Not if you have your way.
Yeah, no, correct. Kumori's goal, by the way, is to use the special dagger that Obaba gave her, who is like the grand matron of the Spider Clan, to literally merge souls with the Demon King of Hell to take his power. And that's what she's trying to do. And then she just gets yanked in there, and he's like, no, actually. And now you play the actual tutorial level, the final tutorial level of the game, where you have control of both Kenji and Kumori. So there is a red meter called Ki, which you use to throw kunai and spider weapons. And you're only going to see spider weapons at specific points where I use them to hit specific enemies, because by the DPS numbers, the spider weapons are actually really bad. They cost too much ki, they don't deal enough damage, they're good for hitting stuff that is otherwise unreachable, the end, basically. Like this. Oh, I missed. There we go. Like that. And then the other piece of it is how hypercharge works now. Purple hypercharges can only be hit with Kumori things, and blue hypercharges can only be hit with Kenji things. Oops, that was bad. I don't think I'm going to get the thing to happen.
I'm starting to question my own vanity a little bit. First you said it was red, now you say it's purple, and I always say it's pink.
It, truly in my mind, it's more of like a magenta fuchsia kind of color.
Okay.
But I'm hello? Can't hit the stationary object, team. I'm great.
I mean, maybe it's like a dark orchid. There's just a lot of options.
That's true.
Yeah, true. And this is where you shift into Kumori in what has been known to the people. Yeah, I missed the teleport. The people that I hang out with when I'm running, it is called the trans your gender machine now. Kenji transes his gender into Kumori relatively frequently in this game to get pickups and to open paths.
It's truly impressive work by Game Kitchen. Very progressive of them to include it. I appreciate it,
We need the IRL development, make life easier for some folks. All right, now I'm going to go to the shop for the second and final time to purchase Blood Frenzy to make my life a little bit easier.
Especially for the construction level, I do the same thing.
Oh, buddy, yeah. 3-5 is rough. I was practicing that level before we started today.
Now, fun story on this level. Were you in the SRC contest? Did you do it, or
the Dotemu contest?
The where they ran this level and they had a contest for this level?
Yeah, that was an official Dotemu thing. It was not an SRC thing. Yeah.
My bad.
But I played this level a lot. Like too many times.
So for reference, because we're Perilous Paths, I have to point out this level is called the Perilous Descent. And there was a contest for it to get the best possible time on this level. As you can see, we're over...
In S rank.
Yes. We're over, a gap for most of it. And a later part of this level is absolutely wild with how difficult it is and how much... It's not quite RNG, but how much goes into it.
I'm going to go for Fast Red Sea, by the way.
As you should.
It's hard.
But so this level has been run like thousands and thousands of times, and while it is somewhat optimized, it is incredibly, incredibly difficult to pull
hard.
the optimized version.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
our
really
first
tough.
version. That's our first viewing of Rope and Nope right there.
Yep. Good old Nope and Rope.
Yeah, I heard he really hates zip lines. Like really, really hates zip lines. So
Not a fan.
It's tough, you know. Kenji's only here for the zip line, as far as I can tell.
Oh.
Very nice.
High key, that platform descent is really hard.
That's why I said very nice. The number of times.
It's genuinely hard.
I don't know if it's like frame perfect or how tight it is, but a lot of times one of those things will get you.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's frame perfect at all. It's just like you have to just like lock in and actually do it right. And that's not easy. Oh, I messed that up really bad.
I mean, there's just so many guys, you know? They're all around.
All right, let's go for Fast Red Sea, see what happens.
I see what you did there.
I encourage everyone to YOLO the first attempt of everything on this show.
Let's go!
My goodness.
Oh, nice. That was awesome.
He did it on stream.
Didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, the first place runner in the contest for this level did that. And I was like, oh, I have to learn that now. And there's a version of it for this section too, but it's really hard.
Okay, here are Nope and Rope, our two serpent friends. Spelled like you would expect, so I'm not going to put it in chat for you guys.
And unfortunately, poor Nope and Rope just gets absolutely evaporated.
Yeah. So there are more phases to that fight where you see.
I think it just died off screen.
Oh no! Did you get that bug?
I heard the sound effect of getting hit.
So there
we made it to the map. We're all right.
Yeah. So there is a little bit of a risk on that boss if you go too fast. There's a lot of stuff in this game. If you go too fast, the game will bug out on you.
Yeah.
This level has a screen section where you got to do 3 skips in a row, all of which are incredibly dangerous. There's a nice little Kumori skip here.
Oh no, I messed it up.
It's okay, the skulls still follow. Now, one of the fun things about this game is all the screens are more or less connected until you have a full-on screen transition. So if you're able to get to a section of the level through enemies or other means, you can actually just go to that section of the level. And the enemies do not just stop. So you'll see a lot of these enemies, especially the skulls, will continue following you. And that's going to be used to great effect here in a couple of screens.
So glad they
gotta appreciate their persistence, because you can still see them, like right as you screen transition, they're waiting.
And I'm like, no thank you, actually.
Yeah. Skulls are still coming.
Ass, honestly, no thank you, just leave me alone, boys. That was a rare comma usage.
We found Moonbeak McSwine again, making another appearance. This is why when that name was suggested, I had to go with it, because look, they're not quite moonbeams, but you know, they're
close
beams.
Enough.
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of moon colored. You know, I think it works.
They're moon coated. Oh, that was nice. I've never timed that way. Like no damage there was pretty sweet.
We love to see new things happen on a GDQ stream.
Oops.
I'm just glad it didn't eat your jump.
Me too.
So sometimes if you deboost that beam, it can eat your jump and you just fall and die. And then you're
that
like,
mostly,
oh great, I gotta do all of that again.
That kind of stuff mostly only happens if you have hit stop on. I highly recommend, if you're going to play this game, to turn hit stop off.
Yes.
Not only is it a much smoother gameplay experience, it also doesn't eat your inputs.
That was this is the screen with 3 skips. That was the first of the skips, so very well done. Here's the second one where we just rub our face into the barbed wire. Don't worry about it.
And he's got barbed wire magnets in his face, actually. I don't know if you knew.
I mean, he's just trying to clear them before the OSHA inspection. I don't think they're going to pass, so they need any help they can get.
This whole level is like honestly a whole OSHA nightmare. I've only gotten my OSHA 10 personally, and like even I know that this stuff is not okay. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I mean,
Third one.
And he's made him look so easy too. It's so impressive.
You know, I try.
And
Game
what's
hard.
fun is these harpies in the background are sort of They're not supposed to be there. They've kind of bugged out.
Well, they're just, they're along for the ride. They like to see their fellow demon buddies driving vehicles. And I'm trying to see how long I can stay guillotine boosted here. Dang it. I did pretty good, though.
I can't believe I have like 400 runs of this game. I never noticed there was a demon in the tractor. I thought it was just kind of rolling downhill like on its own, like out of momentum. I never noticed.
This is actually probably the hardest fight in the game to do the fastest strategy for these days. There we go.
Now, one important thing for viewers to know is, unlike a lot of modern games, the bosses and enemies do actually have a hitbox. So as he's guillotine boosting off of the boss to dodge these moonbeams, let's say, there is a very real risk that if
let's go.
Very
nice.
Very nice. If you're even a couple of pixels too low, too far to the left, too far to the right, you're gonna touch the boss and look at the health, that's death.
And you can guillotine boost through the boss because you are invincible during it, but like you need to be close enough to the boss while the guillotine boost is happening to have enough iframes to clear the boss's hitbox. Otherwise, you die.
Yeah, so one of the reasons that I love this game is, like I said earlier, people can pick this up really easily, but the amount of the skill ceiling in this game is outrageous.
It's very high, yeah.
Basically, and there's individual level leaderboards too, where people compete on just like how to do each individual level as quickly as possible. And some of the optimizations might be a second here, a second there, or like your roll timing, or when you do, cancellation or cancel your sword animations, things like that, and they add up over the course of the run. So getting down from like a 120 to a 115 is going to be quite a lot of work and optimization, but you can easily, get into the game, enjoy the game, and enjoy running it without having to focus on those and then work your way down.
I also really love, in terms of ILs, is like, how we were talking about how like all the spider weapons are basically useless? That's not true in ILs, because part of the reason that they're useless in like full game is because you have to unlock them by getting certain ranks in certain levels to be able to purchase the talisman or the spider weapon, as it were. And with ILs, you have access to everything. You can use any talismans, you can use any Ragebound arts, you can use whatever you want because you don't have to go get it, you already have it. So like that was one of the things we were seeing with the speedrun contest for 3-2 was that people were actually able to experiment with like the grenade and the umbrella shield and the other different spider weapons and stuff, which was just really cool to see because you just literally don't see that stuff in full game runs at all because it's bad.
And there's also, we're not going to see any of them, but there are secret levels and bonus levels, and obviously you can go for higher ranks and get different modifiers. Every level has 3 challenges that you can complete, and you can do different challenges or have different modifiers on. So if you're watching this, there's a lot to this game, more than we're even showing.
There's a ton of replayability. There's a lot of different ways to play the game, which I really love. It just adds to, and like, it takes different skills to perfect ILs than it does to run full game, So like it caters to a lot of different types of players, a lot of different types of play styles, which I think is really cool.
And you might notice in the category it says restricted. There is an unrestricted route. I don't know if these have been patched out or if you have to down patch, but there are different glitches you can do that are, let's say, interesting.
So a lot of the, like you could skip this whole section and basically get straight to the boss in the release version of the game. That skip has been patched out. There's a couple of other out of bounds skips that were patched out. But one thing that has never been patched out is the invincibility glitch. So in any level that has a Komori portal or a transgender machine in it, you can, if you have Last Dance equipped, which if you are playing this game, you have Last Dance equipped, unless you are S++ing, which requires negative talismans, but that's a different ball of wax entirely. But if you have Ball of Wax equipped, if you have Last Dance equipped, all you have to do is have it be active, aka be at low HP, enter the Komori portal and then leave, and then you are fully invincible. It makes certain experiences really interesting, makes certain stuff really easy, but it also messes with how your guillotine boost works. So it actually makes certain like platforming and skips really, really hard. So it has its own element of difficulty, and like you can't die. So if you fall into a pit, you just walk around at the bottom, and you have to reset the checkpoint because you never die.
That is absolutely incredible.
It's really funny.
That's like
for those keeping track at home, this boss, I believe Wody picked the name from a couple of different options, but this is my son, you found him.
Oh yeah, that's right. And this is the one boss that I don't actually remember his real name. And the dialogue boxes do not show up on screen long enough to to see.
And
because I'm jamming
poor guy just gets trapped in the corner, it's tough.
Yeah. All right,
it's kind of easy to forget.
Doesn't have it either.
It's time for the Kenji hyperfixation level. Kenji likes pirates, and Komori gives him grief over it, and it's really adorable. Because by this point in the game, they kind of like are begrudgingly. Oops, I missed. Ooh, I still got it. Okay, sure, I'll take that. Accidental new strat found, whatever. So like this is a sunken pirate cove place, and Komori's like, "What? You like pirates?" And he's like, "Shut up! I like pirates. Okay, like." It's like, bro, you're a ninja. How do you like pirates?
Like, just let him have it. Let him have it.
Just let him have it. Just let him like the thing.
Pirates are just wet ninjas.
I take issue with that statement, but we're not going to have that discussion right now. I have to focus, okay? Pirates are great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a pirate hater.
You got a ninja to be Gaiden,
I got to guide him through.
Oh, my goodness. You did not.
I've been sitting on that one for longer than I'd like to admit.
Listen, you waited for proper timing. Here we go. Speaking of proper timing. Toodles. We're going to skip that bit.
Floor definitely wouldn't break. Definitely not.
No, definitely. Yeah, that floor definitely wasn't going to break underneath me. Definitely not.
Do you think Kenji's a little broken up about having to fight pirates? I mean, he loves pirates so much. Do you think it's like a little bit of a heartache for him to have to fight some undead pirates?
It's got to be at least a little bit, right?
Like, he's like, think about what we could have been sailing the high seas.
All right, 28 jumps.
Do you actually know that?
Yes, it is actually 28.
That is wild.
You have to press jump 28 times, and then that one is 29.
I love how we're getting a glimpse into the different mentalities and psychologies of speedrunners. I'm just like YOLOing it, like whatever, I'll name the bosses, whatever, like it doesn't matter. And then you're like hardcore, okay, it's 28 jumps, this is the boss's name. I do every single checkpoint 250 times before I do a full run.
Honestly,
the name of the game.
I'm definitely one of those runners that I spend more time practicing than doing full game runs, absolutely. Because I don't really have time to do full game runs a lot. It's much easier. Oh man, cutscene didn't happen. Jeez. Had to manually get out of that.
Right, if I needed a missile count for something, I know a guy. Like, I know a guy who's counted that already.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know it? Probably. But I don't need to sometimes.
Sometimes it's easier to just ask someone. And with Ragebound, that someone is me. I just know stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I care about going fast, and I can't go fast if I'm not prepared.
Truly.
Little lag there. That was fun.
It is unendingly hilarious to me that getting across that spike pit fast was just jump in. It's fine. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's just little spikes.
One of the great things in this game is you can jump out of D-boost most of the time.
Yeah, you get to attack. It's so good.
Yeah, so this section is incredibly difficult, and obviously if you fall in, you die.
Honestly, you can kind of just YOLO this section. As long as you understand the mechanics of how the movement works in this game, you can high-key just YOLO it. It's like, it's actually kind of crazy. That's how I figured out how to go fast.
When you're a top 3 runner for this game, you can just YOLO it. Some of us pay attention.
Some of us mortals.
I just wanted to say that I figured that out before I was a top 3 runner. Okay, if I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out.
All right, I'm gonna get roasted on my own show. I see how. This
No, I'm not roasting. I'm just saying, homie, you can do it. I believe in you. I'm an idiot, and if I can do it, you'll be fine.
Thank you for slotting in the slope tech.
1, 2,
real quick.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I fell.
Oh, so tragic.
My PB is like 13 guillotine boosts there.
I will say this boss has the best, let's call it alternative name in all of the game, for me anyways, which is, I'll wait until we actually see the boss and not just the tentacles. I'll put this in chat for you all too.
A large part of her body.
That's true. But this is Lord Noodle's Fury. That's right,
AKA
Lord Noodle's Fury.
Obstray.
The lingering hitboxes on this boss are horrendous.
She's also like hyper RNG, and it's really frustrating. All right, we're just gonna.
Yeah, I know she can just slash and waste your time, and it's just like, all right, man, here I am.
Yeah. Yep. Ma'am, please let your lingering projectile hitbox go away. I would like to deal damage to you to advance to a level I don't like. 4-1 is next. 4-1 is probably the level that I have spent the most time getting good at because it's big, it's difficult. This is where you start fighting CIA enemies. And it's
then you have the pulley of shame that you have to worry about.
the pulley of shame.
Towards the end, right before the boss, you have to bounce on an enemy.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
If it doesn't work, Rody
You're
called
cooked.
it the pulley of shame.
Honestly, he's right. It's a lot like the rail of shame and dread.
Every good game, speed game, has got to have a walk of shame.
Yeah, like it feels mandatory. All right, so now I throw a certain number of kunai. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I need this guy alive, because I need his hypercharge to kill her so I can keep rolling.
So I don't know if you would agree with this, but I would say once you apparently, quote unquote, get good at the mechanics, this would be kind of the big challenge point for getting the runs down, because there's a lot here that can kill a run.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff in this level that's just like really hard. There's a lot of weird enemy placements. Not to say that they're bad placements. I think they're good placements. They're just difficult. This is funny because he just jumps off of nothing to do his little attack. And normally, oh, cool. I'll take the damage boost. That's cool. I like that.
That was
never done that
All
before.
the way down, holding his heart.
I have actually never done that before, so that was cool. Oops, one too many jumps.
Not quite the wording we look for here, but it's close enough.
And then I like to throw a comma here to hit the platform and get it moving. So that way we can do that. Roll there. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, I never thought Ninja Gaiden would be an important lesson in counting.
You know, if you really
Really learned
want
a
to
lot.
learn how to like count to 10 pretty good, this game is for you.
Yeah, so
How many jumps was that?
That you're not supposed to be able to do that, but you know.
It was 13. I counted. I had never counted before just now.
Thank you for this wonderful education.
Now the question is it consistently 13?
If you're better than me, it's probably 14. But it's probably pretty consistently either between 11 and 13, if I had to guess. Take a little bit of time there. We just roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That one was 13 too. Interesting. Never counted those.
This, at least for me, was one of the hardest screens to get down because there are not very many checkpoints and there is a lot. So these things that are being bounced off of the floor, the open wires, let's call them, electrocute you if you touch them. And there's a lot of grenades and bullets, and the steam hurts you. And basically, the whole screen hates you and hates your family and hates everything about life. So.
And the horse you rode in on, it doesn't like him either. It's just horrible. It's such a horrible screen to get good at. It genuinely is so hard. I've spent so much time grinding that beginning section. It sucks. And I hate this gauntlet because the enemy spawns are weird. And it's one of those ones where like, oh, you didn't kill the enemies fast enough. So the next wave doesn't spawn. The helicopter doesn't start shooting. And I don't have it memorized. And
I like how you just stood in the.
Oh yeah, there's safe spots all over the place. The bullets land in the same spot every time. So there's tons of safe spots. Oops.
I've never even thought about doing that. I just jump it, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, you can jump it, you can roll it, you can find a safe spot. This one's easy because the rope is here, marked.
It's actually the world's first blind helicopter shooter or helicopter gunner.
Seriously?
I heard it's his first day on the job. He hasn't quite gotten the grasp of it yet.
He's trying though.
It's a valiant effort, but unfortunately, student of the legendary Super Ninja is pretty hard to pin down.
Right, let's see if we
Yeah,
can
there's a
pull
reason
your
they
shit.
send entire nations militaries after they clan. Okay, we're good.
Okay. So if you miss that one enemy and you try to boost off of it and you kill it, you have to ride that little pulley, which takes like literally 30 or 40 seconds.
It's so long.
It's an instant run killer once you've gotten your run relatively optimized. Like that's just I've resetted that pulley more times than I care to admit.
It's really annoying. I have also reset there, and it really is just it's just a little frustrating. Just like this boss. I don't like this boss.
This boss, aka Electric Fight Orchestra.
Such a good name though.
Banger.
Honestly.
Absolute banger.
Oh, I'm getting lucky. Getting lucky.
So there is
I'm
a heavy
actually getting-
RNG element to this fight in terms of where you get the hypercharges.
Yeah. Or if you get them at all.
Or if they duck your
Yeah, or if they just duck your kunai. Like, okay, cool, I guess. All right, I'm getting too many. I literally don't have key. Oh my goodness. Bro.
ducked your kunai like 4
That was
times.
crazy. That guy was rude.
They hired their best
so
guy for the job.
You know, I think they did a great job designing this game because let me tell you, that's one of the hardest levels in the speedrun. This one, free. Totally free. Need a drink of water? This is your level.
The other funny thing is there's a couple of spots in this level where you can just sit and you don't even have to kill the enemy.
Nope, you can just chill. Unironically, S ranking this level is kind of hard because it's really easy to accidentally to kill the enemies too early, and if you do that, your combo meter expires, and you have to combo the entire level to S rank the level.
Oh, I don't think we ever brought it up. There's skulls, which are just kind of collectibles, but we definitely don't need them for anything. If anyone,
No, they only unlock cosmetics. So like right now, this is not Kenji's default outfit. This is the outfit called the Penitent one, which is based off of the Penitent one from Blasphemous, which the developers of this game also developed. This is by Game Kitchen, and Blasphemous 1 and Blasphemous 2 are both amazing, and I highly recommend them. I'm just going to sit here and plug Blasphemous for a second, I guess. It is one of those games that I would recommend playing the first one before you play the second one if you do intend on playing both, because they are very different, and the second game generally is a little bit more video gamey and kind of feels a little bit better to play. Kind of like Zero Mission Metroid 1. Like if you play Zero Mission, you're probably never going to play any Asteroid.
I just want to voice appreciation for the fact that Kenji can drive a jet ski on dry land. How?
Without ruining it, by the way. Without ripping holes in the bottom of it or anything.
just imagine
completely
how
intact.
how strong his legs must be to then flip it off of dry land.
I know.
Yeah, you're so
I mean,
right.
like, it's like Kumori doing backflips on her motorcycle. Like, they're just wild.
Yeah, but people
It's
do
really-
that in real life with motorcycles, like BMX stuff. But like doing it on a jet ski off of dry land, I don't know if anyone's done that.
That's
Yeah, that's another level.
it's truly unhinged.
So there is a chance you can skip a little bit of this escalator cargo thing if you get the shurikens and stuff just right and the timing of the. Oh, so close.
I always try, and I haven't really labbed out like a consistent way to do it.
I've done it I always try to. I've done it once or twice, but it is incredibly tough. To you can usually get 1 second or 2 seconds early, but being able to do it from the bottom all the way up is borderline impossible.
Well, there aren't enough enemies to really do that, unfortunately. But you definitely can do it from around the halfway point, roughly. But it's still just outrageously difficult. All right, and then in this section, there are conveyor belts, and there is a glitch that happens that you can make happen that I have no idea how to reproduce. I've only seen it twice when my friend Lily was playing the game casually, and I did it the other day, where somehow Kenji retains the forward movement from the conveyor belt off of the conveyor belt. And it ends up making everything really fast because you can just zip through the later section of this level. But I have not figured out how to reproduce it. So any glitch hunters in chat, if this game seems cool to you, please figure out the conveyor belt thing for me. Thank you.
Do you have a video of it?
No, that's the problem. Neither one of us were recording at the time.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you did a roll or you got stuck in one of these pistons or I'm
I think it has to do with the way these walls interact because sometimes you get really weird hinky stuff goes on with the wall where you're not quite grabbing onto it. It's very strange. I don't know. I got nothing.
Believe it or not, this is one of my favorite sections of the game where you just get to bounce across everything.
Well, I really like it because it's the one time in the game where just guillotine boosting is actually fast. Because most of the time, guillotine boosting is very slow because you could be rolling instead.
That's true. And fun fact, when this game first came out, it did come with hit stop, which meant every time you guillotine boosted, there's a little freeze frame, and that freeze frame would unfortunately eat your inputs and do a lot of terrible things. So thankfully, they gave us an accessibility option to turn that off.
Yeah,
but it
makes the gameplay way better.
Yeah, you would have a freeze frame 500, 600 times a game. However, you probably know exactly how many kills.
So I actually do. I don't know off the top of my head, but I have a spreadsheet, and I went through. I forget the numbers attached to his name, but it's DS19 or 16 something or other. He's a tie runner who has the #1 spot on the leaderboard right now. So I watched one of his runs and I manually counted each instance of hit stop. And I also frame counted the hit stop. Fun fact, not all hit stop is created equal. Different things cause different amounts of frames of hit stop.
And to be clear, DS is Taiwanese, not Thai, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, correct. Thank you.
This is Goobert the Third. Goobert the Third.
Oh, we got favorable pattern.
He's good boy, Give you good pattern.
There we go.
I do appreciate that you have a little super move with Kumori that you just bust out to chunk enemies down.
Yeah.
Or chunk bosses down.
Oh, that's another thing about ILs. ILs use in-game time and not RTA, and Ragebound arts do not count towards IGT. So you can actually use Ragebound arts. Hello, can I move? There we go. You can. That was fun. You can actually use Ragebound arts in the middle of a level in ILs and have it be good instead of wasting time.
I feel ILs usually have some kind of interesting dynamic like that. Usually with in-game time or something where you have small little manipulations you can do that you normally wouldn't be able to do in an RTA run. I think that's always an interesting dynamic between full running and IL.
Yeah.
Now, fun fact.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. You might be just saying the same thing that I was going to, which is we can rub Kenji's face across all of this barbed wire as we've done in other levels, but it doesn't really help us do anything.
True, it does not serve a purpose in this level. What I was going to say is I can't believe we haven't talked about it yet, but the soundtrack of this game absolutely rips. And this song is like one of my favorites in the entire soundtrack, even over some of the NES Ninja Gaiden 1 songs that have been rearranged.
Yes,
I do not remember his last name off the top of my head, but Sergio, the guy that did the soundtrack for this game, absolutely crushed it. It's so good.
It was not an intentional theme for this show, but we have been fortunate that all 3 games have some incredible rock, techno type music that are just
nice,
absolute bangers.
That's awesome. I love a good soundtrack in a game. It goes such a long way to making it more replayable and more like just iconic, you know? Like there's a reason that us Ninja Gaiden fans, when we played this game, like freaked out a little bit hearing some of the songs from the NES game. Like the cutscene that begins the prologue to this game is beat for beat the exact same cutscene that opens in the attract mode in the NES game with a new version of the song, but it is the same song all those years later, and it's just hits the nostalgia right in the heart. It's great.
All right, we're coming up on one of my least favorite parts of the game, which is the,
buddy,
I don't know what
you ain't lying.
Call it. What do we even
the
call
worst?
it?
I call it the worst room in the game. I love everything about this game except for this room. This room is terrible. These tubes are so janky.
Oh, you made that was smooth. That can go a lot worse.
I made it look amazing, but like go look at any of my old PBs and watch me die repeatedly in that room. It's awful.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the platforms there are incredibly notoriously janky as to what you can jump off of, what you can hold on to, and then obviously you have RNG for all the enemies that you're trying to give team boost off of. So if you don't do it first try right,
yeah,
it is an absolute nightmare. It's the cycles and everything. It is awful.
Yeah, it is very easily my least favorite room in the game, and that's after doing all of 4-1. Like,
well, you know, sometimes a level being the hardest, you know, that can still be enjoyable versus like,
true.
Oh, this just doesn't work. Like,
yeah,
and that is kind of something interesting about speedrunning, since you're trying to go so fast and like you're trying to move so efficiently. Like, you really end up finding weird stuff like that where it's like, why doesn't this work?
Well, there is.
Well, it's like in this room here, if you go too high, you get stuck on the scenery. Also, fun fact, I learned that you can crouch this by watching a random streamer play this game casually.
I love how none of us do that.
Yeah, I did not know that. And then I was watching somebody play the game, and I was like, oh my goodness, you can crouch that? Are you kidding me? It's like, thanks for the speedrun strat, homie. Like, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we pretty much always roll through, land on the side of the platform, and then jump back up.
Oh, this room is such pain, and I'm just doing it wrong every time. Okay, glass door room coming up soon.
The other point that kills me, sort of like that platform elevator thing, is one of the last cars on the car caravan at the end for the longest time was like bugged or glitched or something. And if you didn't frame perfect that jump, almost like you just fall and die and your run's over.
Yeah. Yep.
I hated that thing.
And they said that they fixed that in the patch.
They did.
They did not. That's one of the things that absolutely did not get fixed or changed. I missed. Oops. All right, this little worm here, very important, because we need that hypercharge to kill this guy coming up, so we can get another hypercharge to kill the second one.
Yes, chat. Everything in this game hates you, and it gets progressively worse. You are correct. This one, we let the audience choose the name for this boss, so we gave him a couple of choices, and this is Kurt Reynolds.
I love that one. It's so good. Unfavorable pattern, by the way.
Yes, this boss does have a little bit of RNG in terms of what they do.
That's the attack you want, because you can just short hop it, and there's only 3 in a row.
What I learned from Wody is you can actually stand right in front of his head and it won't hit you.
Oh, really?
You don't have to jump it. You can just stand there and slash the whole time.
I'm going to have to lab that to get the spacing, because I did not know that. This is my favorite level in the game. Super Express to Hell.
This was your name in Discord for quite a while after Ragebound
because
came out. So
I was grinding this level for quite a while.
yeah,
It's very hard from a speedrun perspective.
So for reference, what happens is this level is a train level, and it has an ungodly amount of enemies. When I first played this game, I played this game on release because I was like, I'm a big Ninja Gaiden fan. I was like, I'm probably going to speedrun this. And then I got to this level casually, and I showed it to my friend. I was like, so I'm going to be speedrunning this. And I sent them like a 20-second clip, and they would go, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, this level's tough. It's also like one of the most fun levels in the game because it's just... First off, it opens with the same track as 1-1 in NES Ninja Gaiden 1, which is just fire. And then this track exists, and it's just cool. Like, I don't know. There's so many cool enemies. There's a lot of cool movement. You just kind of go.
Yeah, this is the level of micro spacing. One thing I don't think we've talked about is when you roll, your jump is slightly shorter. And so when you are choosing where to roll, how to roll, especially with these gaps between platforms, these gaps are a little more dangerous than they might appear depending on where you are and where you finish your roll.
I'm using Coyote time to get a lot of this.
Yes, this game does also have Coyote time, which is awesome.
Very limited, though. It's like, it's kind of tough to get used to how it works. Oh, I don't have enough key. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's a really bad death. Oh, that's a really bad death.
That's the other thing about this level is if you take a death, the checkpoints are not plentiful on this.
No, they are not close together. I got lucky that death was actually like not too far away from a checkpoint.
I love how on, I think maybe it was the second patch of this game, the helicopter in this level was bugged. That was always...
Oh, yeah, that was on release. Okay. It was awful. You just, if you skip the cutscene, you just die because the bullets would hit you.
Yes. So this game has had a long and notorious... Thankfully, we have a very active speedrunning community for this game. It has a bit of a notorious patch history. And there are still some people, myself included, maybe I'm the only one now, that down patch because a couple of the strategies are faster. But then you do end up dealing with some of the nasty earlier glitches.
Yeah, honestly, like... I think there's a conversation to be had. Like if more people end up running like down patch and stuff, there's definitely a conversation to be had about like splitting that off into its own category because you get those out of bounds skips that don't exist in current patch. So like the run is fundamentally like very, very different.
Well, that's what unrestricted is for.
Yeah, true. You're not wrong. All right, so I decided I'm going to do a fun thing here. I'm going to try to keep as many enemies alive as I possibly can, excluding the motorcycle enemies because they make it really unfun. But I'm going to try. Let's see how many we can keep up. Because otherwise, like when you just take out all the enemies in this scene, it's very boring. It's not very entertaining to watch. It's not very entertaining to play. But if I'm sitting here trying to like dodge stuff, without killing dudes, I'm really not doing well.
I don't know. Now I'm watching.
Plus, it gives you more room to do free guillotine boosts.
True. Ooh.
Oh my God! There's so many guys now.
Yes.
So fun thing is, if you don't kill enemies in this game, like we were talking about before with the skulls, the enemies will just stay there. They do not just disappear.
No, they're like, yeah, what's up? Oh no!
It's okay. You literally just got the checkpoint. You're fine.
Yeah, if I'm gonna take a death anywhere, like that's where I want it to be.
You just got a little flair for the dramatic,
Yeah, this is the part of the level that is like tremendously like there's just so many enemies. I have not labbed out this section for what is optimal. I think what is optimal is not dying and not taking hits because there are just so many enemies.
Yeah, this is where I keep saying like approachability for the game. Like, yes, you can roll through and deboost and guillotine boost a lot of these things to get to the next checkpoint, but is that optimal? Absolutely not. This boss is Wiggly Dant. And fun fact, as far as we,
jeez,
it's all right. This is a very notorious boss in terms of there's a little bit of RNG and it's not very fun. But so this boss, I believe, according to the wiki, does not have an actual name either. So Wiggly Dance.
That honestly sounds right. This strategy is also like extremely finicky because you're on 1 HP effectively. I rolled. I got greedy and I rolled. I got greedy. I shouldn't have done that.
This boss has also eaten a number of my runs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've lost minutes here. Especially when I was like new to this strategy that I invented.
And if you're interested in running this, do not feel like you have to do it death-free, especially out of the gate. I think most of us the leaderboard started with like 130s and stuff, and we would have 10 deaths in our speedruns, and then it became, getting more and more used to it.
This run right now is the closest to deathless I have ever done in this game.
Really?
I've never completed a deathless run of this game, and I'm number 3 on the leaderboard. Like, just to give you an idea of how difficult this game is to run deathless, like, it's not easy. All right, last level. I really think, I think this level's really underwhelming, personally. It's great on hard mode, but it's there's only like 3 screens of actual level. The rest are auto-scrollers.
And the auto scrollers are really kind of lame too, to be honest.
They're a little boring. I don't think they have enough going on. I would love to have seen like a couple more enemies or something, you know? Ooh! Please respawn. All right, fine.
You can make it, yeah.
Yeah, he just was taking too long to respawn. Well, better than taking a death, right?
Some of these cycles do let us skip a little bit, like to get up onto these signs, so those can be kind of tight.
Jeez. All right, we're just gonna barbed wire it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kenji just wanted a little bit more face time. That's all.
Yeah, he needed a snack.
It's the little devil on his shoulder saying, "You know you want to climb that. Like, come on, man. Like, you want."
Yeah. you know you want to climb the barbed wire, dude. Come on.
Yeah, we see barbed wire, we go face first into it. That's how this game works.
It's just the rules.
Mm-hmm.
This is the caravan I was talking about a little bit earlier. Like, it looks a lot easier than it actually is. Some of these jumps are incredibly tight. And if you fall here, the checkpoint is like, I think
it's the beginning.
The worst checkpoint. The worst checkpoint in the whole game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's rough. And so the thing that I learned about this is because, like you were saying earlier, with the roll jump, you don't, by the way, another vehicle taken over by an imp. The roll jump gets you more distance, but you lose a little bit of height. The trick for this level is to never roll jump in the car caravan. Ever. Never, ever roll jump. Because there are certain jumps that you simply cannot make if you roll jump. And it's not easy to tell which ones are which.
This upcoming one is the one, or no, it's already happened. Oh, there's one more. This is one of the auto scrollers that is there's like 3 enemies, and you just kind of do this. You just kind of jump up and down.
Yep. You just kind of do this and waste key on killing those guys if you want. Can't make that jump with a roll jump either, by the way, so make sure you're holding up. And I don't even need to use these ropes. You can just use the wall. Obviously not there because of the spikes, but you know.
You also don't even have to jump. You can just kind of slowly crawl up the wall, which is one of my favorite animations. Just kind of waddling up the wall a little bit.
You know, and it's funny because there are like 3 or 4 sections in the game where like doing a little micro run up the wall is actually kind of good. But other than that, you pretty much literally never see it except for in that auto scroller.
Yeah, it's like, what is it, 25 seconds in when you have to do that first ledge clip, I usually do it, but that's about it.
That sounds right. And another little deboost.
Oh, very nice. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, I learned that from watching somebody else. I don't even remember who it was.
There's so many fun little things where you see a screen and you're like, oh, okay, that's a little thing I haven't seen it done that way. And like it saves a half second, but it adds up over time. This is the final boss. We had Wiggly Dant, and now this was picked by the donations team themselves. We have Wiggly Dan.
Good old Wiggly
Really
Dan.
excellent work.
We love Wiggly Dan, even though this fight is frustrating from a speedrun perspective. A lot of downtime.
And there's also a little bit of damage thresholding here that can change what pattern you get.
All right, we're just going to do that now because I'm impatient.
That fireball took its sweet time to get to Dan's heart.
It did.
Had to take a couple laps.
Unfortunate. We were not able to phase skip. You can skip this phase entirely if you get good RNG and are good at the game. I am personally not super great at this final fight. I get impatient, and one of the things you have to be with this fight is patient, because you have to interrupt him with hypercharges at like specific times. I was like, please die. And then we choose Komori because she can hit all 3 crystals at the same time. Hello? Hello? Was I missing that one the whole time? Sheesh.
That one just kept going.
Must have been by pixels.
So the game is basically over here, but we have a forced credit sequence because they really want you to know who made the game.
Which, kudos, they deserve that. This game is so good that I can't believe I've run this game so many times. I can't believe I never thought of this until recently. You roll credits.
Well done, Ed. Well done.
Thanks.
What was that?
What was that?
Yeah, that's a thing that can happen sometimes if you are like exactly as high up as you possibly can be, like grabbing onto a wall. It's kind of funny. Oh. It could ruin some jumps in the game, by the way. It's very funny.
I believe that.
Coming up on time. Yeah. Time is when the cutscene begins, which is hard to know. Time is time. GG. What did we get?
It'll take a little bit for the stream to catch up, but it looks like maybe a 109.15, something like that.
No, that might be a PB. Believe it or not.
Let's see.
Let's go, Ed. Let's go.
Take it. And then
my guy, my goat.
In terms of music, now for something completely different.
You're like a minute ahead of your PB, actually.
We take a PB. I didn't think I was gonna PB. I'll be honest. With all the rust I had to shake off.
It doesn't put you into second place. I'm sorry, but very nicely done.
Yeah, I know. I got to get below a 108 something for that. I think
108.50 second place.
Yeah,
a minute jump is a huge jump.
And then there's a DS. I don't know what DS does. I don't know how many runs they've done. They are superhuman. The number one runner for this game is absolutely outrageous in how precise and to a degree that I could practice for 2 years and never get to that level.
They have 4 minutes on me. They have a 105.56 if memory serves. It's tremendous. I highly recommend watching the number one run of this game. It's really impressive, and it's the model I've gone off of. I've stolen so many strats from that VOD.
I mean, that's the beauty of speedrunning, you know? Someone else does something faster. It's a random recording. Easy.
I could do that.
Now, I can tell you, that is, I believe, the first PB we have ever had on Perilous Paths. I've been waiting for PB and or world record, so you got the first one.
That's exciting.
Perilous best. Let's go.
Yeah. There we go. And then we have the final mission complete screen. And then game cleared. And we did not do any of the special levels, the secret ops, because we did not unlock them, and also they're not required.
And if this was a report card, I might worry about you a little bit. I don't know.
I don't know. This is better than some of my report cards back in the day, but we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean... All right. Well,
That's Ragebound.
With that, yeah, we've been talking for a while, but if you want to give any shout outs, tell the good people out there where they can find more about you. If you want to shout out the Discord, if there's anyone interested in getting into this, any fun stuff.
So, like, obviously, shout outs to Hobbit for being on comms with me tonight. He does not play this game, so I really appreciate him being here. That's awesome. Shout outs to the Ragebound community. Like, you guys are great. This game is awesome. If people have not played this game at all, even casually, I highly recommend it. Shout outs to my lovely wife, Misty, who supports me in my silly speedrun video game endeavors. Yeah, and shout outs to the pond, always represent. But that's it. I think that's all I got.
And what about yourself, Hobbit?
Well, like I said, shout outs to the pond. That's our very close, tight knit group, and shout outs to you, Ed, for letting me come on here with very little experience, giving me an eye into Ragebound speedrunning. It's a sick game. I need to play it. I think everyone watching who thinks this game is sick should play it. Whether you're playing it casually, speedrunning it, join the community if you think it's sick. It is truly one of the most magical experiences you can have speedrunning. And Cutie,
It's pretty
thanks
sick.
for running the show.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for hosting, Cutie.
Absolutely. I'm glad that we got to show off again one of my favorite games.
Heck
so
yeah.
happy that you were able to hop in here and show it to all of us. If anybody is looking at this and thinking they want to play or run it, hashtag not sponsored, but it is only, I think, $20, $25 on Steam and other platforms. So this is not a pay $70 and shell it out for a 2-hour game kind of thing. This is bite-sized.
It was on Game Pass recently, too.
There we go.
Yeah, so play the game. It's awesome. Great soundtrack.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for joining us and for showcasing that. That is,
thanks for having
us. For better or for worse, our time here on Perilous Paths. So before we head out, I do want to thank everyone who's been on the show today. That is Onaku, James Swan, Caritas, Ed, and Hobbit. Of course, I want to thank my wonderful producer, Ray, who I could not do this without, and all the amazing things they do on the back end. And then, of course, all of you for hanging out with us wherever you are, whenever you are. I hope you have an incredible rest of your week. Don't forget, is it Back to Black? Yes, Back to Black. Sorry, I always confuse Back to Black and Black and Flash. Back to Black will be here in the next few days, but don't go anywhere because we still have the Scenic Route hosted by Osborne, who is doing more reimagined classics for the rest of the night. So stay tuned. We got 3 more hours coming your way. But that's it for us. So take care, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one, which is going to be, actually, before I forget, we're getting moved for President's Day. So our next episode will be Thursday, February 19th, same time, same channel, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Take care, everybody, and thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Toodles.